he looks over at me like he's produced a fucking like a 10 bag of crack, and he's like, I want to go to Subway.
Fresh.
And I'm like, what? And I'm like, really? I start laughing.
You are a fucking psycho.
I know. And I'm like, why? And he's like, I don't know, dude. I just want to.
Wholesome on. Oh, dude.
It's stuck.
Oh,
You can't turn it off.
Imagine if it worked.
You can't put that. You can't turn it off. That stuff. No, it's seriously stuff.
Dude, if it worked, it'd be so cool. It'd be more expensive though. Smoking weed. Smoking weed.
You ready? You warmed up? Your blood
Smoking weed.
Smoking weed.
That was pretty good.
You botched it.
Hey, what's
Me?
going on, guys? Welcome back to the yard.
No. You don't get to just do that.
No.
He made
Welcome
us
back.
You're still chewing.
You made us sit here and watch you eat poke out of a box for like 3 minutes straight.
Welcome back to
and
the
Zipper
yard.
said we're rolling, and you're like,
I'm gonna die.
The yard is here.
and Eamon's stressed. Look how stressed he
I'm
is.
so stressed.
Look at him. You fucked him all up.
You've stressed me
His
out.
heart rate's all weird
You look
now.
like the little girl in Monsters, Inc.
I look like the little girl in Monsters Inc. She
Yeah.
doesn't have a jacket. in
Not
that
me
movie.
with the
She wears-
furry
Oh,
coat
she
on.
does have a costume
You with the
for, like, all of
Montclair
it.
jacket on.
What does she say? What does she say?
Giddy.
Kitty. That's funny.
She says, fuck, a monster.
We actually
That's
talk.
scary as shit.
Oh,
You
shit.
talk exactly like Boo. Kitty
yeah,
man.
Yeah, Kitty Man. I
Man.
talk like a Pixar animated little girl.
Puppy man.
Puppy Man. You had some Puppy Man time. You took Taylor Swift. He pooped so much in the house.
Yeah.
He's-
Apparently, when I'm not here, Swift comes out to play.
It's not
No,
you,
no,
brother.
that has nothing to do with you. He poops in that kitchen when you're home as well. He's been doing it a lot lately,
He's a kitchen pooper.
I think he's fed up.
which is not a good thing.
Well, okay, what happens is we let him out, and the sun, daylight savings, sets early. Cringily
Yeah.
early.
Yeah.
If I can add.
Cringily.
It
That's
is
right.
cringe.
I want to rewind it. I want to rewind
It's
it.
cringe of the sun to have changed its schedule
That's right.
Yeah, I got you.
around
Cringe-ass
our
son.
time.
Stupid
And
son.
so when we let the dog out at night, like, it doesn't matter what noise it is. If a noise happens, Swift will not poop.
Can we talk to him?
Swift?
Can we
talk to
sit
the
down
dog?
and talk to Swift? And
Swift is the most troubled dog I have ever met.
What happens
By
if
far.
Swift is like halfway through a poop and then you make a noise? Does it go like back in or does it cut halfway?
Pinch.
I think he cuts. He pinches.
He cuts?
He's a pincher.
Cuts and runs. And then I once had to cut his poop out of his back fur.
You
Yeah.
did do
Oh,
that.
we
yeah.
should give him little
Scissors.
earmuffs so that he can't hear noises and then
Yeah.
he poops real good. Like
That
And
is
then
a
he
thing.
wouldn't bark
That's
at the
actually
door
really
anymore.
They have a lot of. We actually have a lot of
Adorable.
those. There's a bunch of basically autism devices for dogs that just reduce your sensory, so you don't have
Yeah.
sensory overload. So basically, he's like a walking vegetable.
Also,
Doesn't
the first
really
time I've
work.
heard anyone say dogs is like to pluralize dogs.
Or like a autism device for dogs, which I don't believe can have that.
My thing is making sentences people have never heard.
You don't think dogs can have autism?
I don't know. I guess I'm not a scientist.
Almost assuredly, Swift is autistic.
Or he's just badly trained.
This is not like this is like a fear of like the remote, because the sound the TV makes when it starts.
But dude, the
It's too
remote,
loud.
there's like a guy on the picture and then the remote
Yeah.
makes a different guy.
yeah,
It makes a whole different guy.
it is confusing.
And then sometimes they're like monsters and like sponges.
It's loud.
But can talk. So
Do you think
that
like
thing's pretty scary.
if you were raised where you had no TV, like Amish, and then you saw a TV, you'd be like,
You know what's funny? And this is a good segue. We hung out with a very old friend earlier yesterday, and he was telling me, I was like, it kind of rules to be alive right now, right? Like, we have Nintendo.
Yeah.
We have, like, cool stuff. We got, like, boba. We got,
pussy, weed.
we got all that.
We got boba, pussy, and weed. Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah, dude.
But back in the day, it's like you churned butter, and then, like, you hoped that the person that was, like, marrying you, if you're a woman, the person that was, like, marrying you, like didn't hit you, right? And then you
Yeah.
had to have 7 kids. And life just fucking sucks, right?
And every time you have a kid, it's like, I might die on this one.
I was.
Yeah, you might die, or 3 of them might die.
Yeah.
That's why you're having 7.
Yeah.
And so it's like, but he was like, no, because we had God back then, but our God now is Nintendo.
He's right. I was on his side for this.
Nintendo is our
What?
god.
So he's
because
basically saying
I-
God kept us happy, but now we have Nintendos that
You-
keep us happy, but they're the same amount of miserable.
You had such a limited perception in like the old world. Like religion was your life's purpose and entertainment, and you knew nothing about like what was on the other side of the
Ludwig,
of the
Ludwig
bridge,
gets invited
you know?
to the Bible premiere, doesn't go.
This is like Isaac Asimov's like loser brother.
You can't
theory.
imagine. You can't imagine what
I'm
the
just-
what is better when you have no clue it even exists. Your life is just churning butter and living with your family.
I love this, by the way.
and reading the Bible.
I agree with the take that technology could be a replacement for what religion fulfills, but it's not the Nintendo DS or the Switch.
It's that. Well, okay. My question more is: are we happier now than we were hundreds of years ago?
As a society,
I think we are because we have Nintendo.
I think we're less happy. Because we know more.
You actually are not authorized to answer questions about human emotion, but I'd love to hear your take.
It's true, yeah. You actually have no stake in this conversation.
So let's hear what
I think society is, on paper, sadder, but that's because we're more open and talking about being sad now.
That's a good point. Because if you talked about being sad back in the old days, you'd get killed with an axe.
Yeah.
It was not cool to be depressed in the olden days.
It was the monthly axing. They would go around
Now if you're not depressed, you're
killing
lame.
weebs.
You couldn't take a mental health day from churning the butter.
No, bro, the butter is not going to churn itself.
Because the family was on the line.
What is being a weeb? What is being a weeb like 100 years ago? You just you're like a Christian?
Well, 100 years ago.
Yeah, that's called being
Are
Protestant.
you just super into Christian lore?
It's Protestants, and then the Catholics are the non-weebs.
Wait, what? Protestants are the weebs of Christianity?
Yeah, because they're the newer ones.
What about the Orthodox Christians?
I mean, those are just cringe lords all around.
You know, 100 years ago, it was the Spanish
So
flu.
we got the cringe lords, then we have the weebs.
Yeah.
I wish I
You
knew
got
what
the
we
Nina,
had
the Santa
Yeah.
Maria.
Dude, there was one weirdo on the Santa Maria who was like trying to show people's Yu-Gi-Oh, but like whatever like English Yu-Gi-Oh was. Like,
it was just a bunch of rocks.
Like some whack shit, and they're like, dude, this fucking weirdo's at it again.
Back in the day,
dude.
I was like, I got almonds.
Yeah.
And they're like,
They're like,
yes?
bro, are those like peanuts? You're like, no.
You know how much water it takes? He points to like the Atlantic.
Yeah, it takes
one almond.
It takes 4 cubits to grow this.
you crunch them, they kind of squeak in your teeth.
Dude, people back then are so dumb and
They're
stupid.
so stupid,
I
yeah.
hate-
So stupid.
oh
They
man,
didn't- it
I would
wasn't
clown
their
the
fault.
shit
But
out
But
of
they
it
would
wasn't
beat
their
the
fault.
fuck out of us,
Dude,
probably.
Yeah, I bet 500 years from now, like the last remaining humans on the space colony will be like, dude, 500 years ago they were so fucking stupid. They thought Nintendo was God.
Do you think we'll get less racist with time? Not us as a group necessarily, but but
Absolutely not. That one I won't budge on.
Humanity. You think we'll get?
I think it's like a jagged. So like I think everything trends progressive, and then there's a giant spike of like racism.
New racism just dropped.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I hate like something
What is
really
the new
specific right
racism?
now.
Space racism? Like,
Oh
what is-
yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'd-
We would be so good at being
Dude,
racist
if
to
an
aliens.
alien comes, I'm racist.
Oh yeah.
And I'm already.
It's not. You're not racist.
I'm
you're
already AI
you're
racist.
Speciesist?
I'm already AI racist.
Speciesist?
AI.
What- oh, you're racist.
I'm robot
against AI.
racist.
It's not
It's
racism.
crazy 'cause you
It's
are
a
a
different
robot.
word.
Oh, so
You're
they're not
using
a
the
race.
wrong
Oh, they're not a
word.
race.
Is that what
They're
you're saying?
not.
Wow.
Oh, I
hey,
see,
colors.
yeah.
welcome.
True colors
Welcome.
came out. Hey, shake his
I'm
hand.
with you there. I'm with you.
You guys are the
I
same.
don't. Wait. Why am I shaking his hand?
Because you're
right
robot
now?
racist with me.
That's right. Because you don't consider them.
Is robot racism? That's what you write an essay about after you watch Ex Machina.
In 500 years, we're gonna have to decide if robots get to vote. Robot suffrage will be a conversation.
This actually was just the entire Matrix series.
Dude,
Robot
a
suffrage?
robot
Yeah.
rolls up to the crib and like says something mean to Aiden, and Aiden like has a conversation with it and like tries. No, like that doesn't make sense because
Dude, I love Aiden's reasonable mode because it's always very reasonable, but there's sometimes you're like, you're spending a lot of energy on this and you shouldn't be.
Okay, we do a parody of her and it's Aiden just arguing with a robot.
Dude, no, Aiden breaking up with a robot.
no, it's Aiden breaking up with her, but she's upset.
Yeah. He made the robot sad because he was so disconnected from the robot emotions.
Are you even human?
That'd be so hard, bro. It's like, yeah, it just wasn't really working out. Like, you can see other people. It's totally fine.
But I'd love to hang out, like be friends.
And
That's
fuck-
cool.
What's her name? Amy Adams. Just like, oh.
I can't
My
leave your
love
home.
language is physical touch, and frankly, it's a huge barrier in our relationship.
How I can change.
All right, let's talk about it, bro.
Hey,
I
let's-
feel like there's something to talk about. I
Let's
feel like
talk
something
about
happened
it.
today.
It's Ludwig week.
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, it's Ludwig week.
It's
Don't talk
Ludwig
about it.
What do
week.
you want to talk about instead?
Aiden just said, I don't
Never
want
mind.
views.
Hey, I'm really proud of you. Why did you go to YouTube?
And I'm also human, by the way.
And I'm really.
I am
That was a
trying
cool
to
human
assimilate.
decision you made today.
And I have emotions.
I thought your human choice was very human.
I'm gonna like Mark Zuckerberg my water right now.
Just everything you do is weird and robotic. You have slimy eyes.
Everything went perfect. The YouTube announcement dropped. I dropped it on Twitter. I dropped it on YouTube. I dropped another video on my second channel or third channel, whatever you want to call
Yeah,
it.
and you gave Stans an exclusive scoop.
I gave Stans an exclusive scoop.
I actually do want a synopsis of your second channel video. Why did you switch over for real? Because I started watching it before we started recording, and Nick said, no, save it for the pod. So this is me saving it for the pod. I want to know now.
The 1 minute synopsis. So basically,
You're doing the 1 minute. Go ahead.
Like a tuba?
What do the thing. You're doing.
Jeopardy? It's
I'm
throwing
giving
me off. Can I tell you?
I don't know the melody. So what the fuck are you doing?
I'm giving him like.
Oh, he's
Is
doing
it a reference?
He's doing the bass for.
Who are my strings? Who are my strings? Give me. Come on, give me.
An
No
answer
one
to
knows
my
the melody.
question.
You are
I don't know what
botching
Nick
it.
is doing.
And
I
it's
don't
great
know what
that
Nick
he
is
does the
doing.
bass.
And
All right. Okay.
Look, if
I
you
don't know.
can't.
Just look at me. Just pretend like it's me and you. Because
Okay.
they're being weird
Does that
about
mean
it.
I'm not being weird. I'm trying to say that's
The
weird.
racist robots are talking.
What are we talking about now?
Okay,
cool.
so look, I was stuck on this decision. You guys should probably know this for a long time. I was faced with it in Italy.
Yeah.
And I talked to pretty much every human I know.
Well, there was an episode that we
That
recorded
does.
where you like came up and before you were like, we're like all ready to record and you're like, I actually have to make this choice right now. What do I do? And we're looking at you in the ladder and we're like,
Yeah.
that's a big choice to be making on this ladder.
Yeah, and it was like, I have to decide by tonight. And you were like already stalling, and I was getting kind of annoyed. And then I was like, you know what? This is the one time.
This is a good reason.
This is a good reason.
Yeah, one of the pressures that came with this that I didn't expect was the time pressure. And it was beastly. Like, it was like, okay, here are the deals, you have a week. And I was like, oh, originally it was 3 days. And I was supposed to decide while I was in Italy. And I was like, okay, I am in Roma with a Vespa. Give me a bit.
Which is like enough time to make a decision in general, but not enough time to make an educated one. Like, it's not enough time to like really dive into if the Switch is going to damage your audience in either direction or whatever.
It's also so committal. And it was the hardest decision I've made, I think.
Yeah, you said that on Stan's thing, and I was listening to that when I was driving to go get coffee, and I was like, is it?
Yeah, because most things I'm like, I'm happy with the decision I make, and I don't care if it's the wrong one because I'll make it work and everything will work out. But this
Yeah.
one, I guess I've invested so much in a Twitch that I was concerned on like any blowback, it like not working out because I don't know, maybe like YouTube streaming sucks and I hate it after a month, and it's like I can't
You can't get out of it.
I can't get out. I can't be like, oh, you know, guys, it's not for me. So it's like I just have to commit to this for a while, for like years. So it was very stressful, and I ended up flipping a coin,
Right?
and
That's
that
right.
was how I made the decision. It was actually Cutie's idea.
Wait, you actually flipped a coin?
Yeah.
I actually
that
flipped a coin.
crazy?
Yeah, I recorded myself on
It's
my
one of
stream
the-
setup.
It's one of the most batshit things I think he has ever done.
No, it's
And
fire.
also the most fucking gamer shit
Have
ever.
you
Yeah.
talked about the money at all?
No, I can't talk about like the specifics of any contracts for either one.
Real quick, can you talk about how the coin flip went?
So
That's it.
what happened is I had both contracts, and I can say like, okay, there was basically like same exact deliverables, but YouTube is slightly more money. But I was like, I don't care about the more money. These are 50-50 in my mind.
Yeah.
And I was leaning towards Twitch. I flipped the coin.
Ludwig's looking around like, this is 50-50 in my mind. He's like, what else is like 50-50? He sees like a pencil. He's like, no.
No.
Looks over. He sees a Lego. Not that. He sees the quarter. He's like,
This will solve my problem.
Yeah. And I found the coin, and I said heads for YouTube, tails for Twitch, and it landed tails. And immediately I was like silent, and I felt like relieved because I was very stressed about the decision.
You let God or Nintendo
I can't believe you
take the
flipped
wheel.
a coin.
So I flipped
Yeah.
the coin. It landed Twitch though, which is not the reality we're living in.
Okay.
So I like the guys at YouTube. I like the guys at Twitch too. Everyone who I negotiated with were great people, and I was like, I want to give them the respect to hop on a call 11:45 p.m. So I'm like, let's hop on a call. They were like crushed.
yeah.
You know, I could see they were like visibly like sad, but I told them about the coin flip.
Dude, I can't imagine. Imagine, all right, you roll up to work. You've just about locked the Ludwig deal.
Yeah.
And then in comes a call. Hey, man, flipped a coin. Just decided I'm going to go a different direction.
Yeah,
And
you
now
go to your
you've got to go to
boss.
your boss.
Yeah.
And you got
tell
to be
your boss.
like, okay, so he flipped a coin. Yeah, no, like a real coin, heads and tails on it, like American currency. And it like decided. It decided for
Yeah,
him.
so I couldn't have done anything. I
Yeah.
promise you that. And he's like, oh, well, you're fired.
Yeah, so you're fucking fired.
Shit,
Some
yeah, that
kid
makes
isn't-
sense.
Well, you
Isn't
know
getting
what?
Something for Christmas this
I
year.
did flip a coin on Google, and you know they could have rigged it. They didn't. Clearly,
Oh, you didn't do a physical coin.
I didn't have one.
Damn, you left it up to Bezos? That's crazy.
Interesting.
That's not Bezos. It's Google.
That's what you think.
You know what? You know why Google's money? Because you don't know who their Bezos is.
It's
You
Larry
do,
Page.
Yeah.
But why does everyone say Page? Why didn't I know that?
Because I don't
Because it's
think
two
he's still the
guys.
CEO.
Maybe.
That's what I'm
I think
saying,
he's just
though.
the founder. You're right. You're right.
And that's
He-
the difference.
And that's also a
keep
little
it low-key.
egomaniac from Bezos. Same
Yeah.
with Musk.
They keep it low key. They keep the gun in the glove box.
Yeah.
Not wave it out.
So anyway, flip the
Shooting
coin. It was
workers.
tails. I tell them about it. I tell them I'm going to Twitch. And in that call, it was almost like this was a negotiation tactic because they immediately offered for me to do a less hour requirement, which I was super excited about because the hours that I was meant to do were the same for both originally. And it was like a little bit more than what I do on average.
Which
and
is,
I didn't
it's crazy to
wanna
imagine
do
you
more.
with more brain rot when you're not streaming.
Oh,
Imagine that.
God, you would suck.
Yeah. And it was like one of those things where it's like you have to do the hours.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you do not do the hours, the deal is over.
I admittedly would not be psyched about you streaming even more and being even more inaccessible for everything business related.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it is already hard.
And I think since the subathon, and we talked about this, I've moved away from like streaming being like main source of what I'm looking for, and I have all these other things, and I don't want to just now be like, okay, now I have to commit more to streaming though. And it's like, okay, I have 15 hours left
Yeah.
in the month with 4 days. What can I do? I'm busy on this day because I have to do a Coinbase shoot, maybe, you know.
A lot more
Yeah.
stuff phoned in. Like
Yeah.
like streaming more isn't really doesn't really work well with your new plan to sort of have quality over quantity.
Yeah, and I think like I'm still like gonna be a streamer. I'm still gonna stream like probably every day, like a few hours. But it's
Dude,
just
no,
not gonna
Super
be.
Autopet is gonna die, and you're gonna be done. That's it.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It
you
will
even
never
gonna
die.
do? What are you gonna do?
It will. Well, Pokestock 3 is coming out.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps
Three.
Super Auto Pets will get a patch.
We-
Auto chess. He's gonna start playing Dota Underlords.
Fuck, that
I just
game
go to
was so
TFT.
fun.
That's
I actually tackled a real game. So anyway, I talked to them. They offered that, and I was like, So then I go to Twitch, and I do the same thing. I say think I'm going YouTube, and I like part of me was hoping they'd be like, no, stay.
yeah.
And they were like, wish you the best.
Wish you the
Damn.
best. See you later, nerd.
And I was like,
Bye.
it hurt. I was like, yeah, thanks, man.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to go
I'm
right
really
now.
going.
I'm gonna go right
Once
out
I
the
walk
door.
out of
I
the door, I'm
won't-
not coming back.
I won't look back. I won't. So
Uh,
if you have speak your piece.
yeah, I did. So I feel like in that sense, the decision was made for me.
Yeah.
Can I ask you who's on the phone at Twitch when you're talking about this? Is it your partner manager, like your account manager?
No, they have a specific team that is like partnerships, acquisitions.
Is it
You-
Christian Bishop?
Who signed literally this week?
Yeah.
No, this deal was done a
Oh,
month
man.
ago. It is not.
All right, Ludwig.
Anyway.
Earmuffs. You're not involved. We're gonna talk some shit on industry people. but
Okay.
you don't have to be a part of it.
I
Yeah.
think Twitch and YouTube are cool.
All right. Okay. So, no.
Fwiz bought the Mizgift sweater. Did
I
you
know.
see that?
Yeah.
I was like, that's
Who's
sick.
Fwiz?
He's, like, in charge
the
of
lead
YouTube
gaming.
Yeah. He used to be a
Oh.
Call of Duty commentator like a long time ago, and he's
Do
like
you
OG COD
feel better or worse or the same now that everyone knows?
I feel great. The only thing is I kind of scuffed one thing. Everything's gone amazing. I have zero complaints about anything. And I'm really excited about the extension.
Yeah.
Because that was like every complaint that someone has, I've resolved with something already. Which
Yeah,
is
you-
dope.
For,
you
for
looked
those
ahead
who
quite
don't
a
know what
bit.
the extension is.
Basically, I worked with Otto, who's cracked, to make an extension that makes the YouTube live experience better. Because like I'll say, YouTube gaming like is miles behind Twitch. Like it's dog shit in comparison. So it's like just catching up to
Yeah.
where Twitch is, so that people aren't like, oh, YouTube sucks. It's like, well, it won't.
Which is
We got
hopefully a
extension.
catalyst for YouTube to even just step in
Yeah.
and make some new features.
Dude, if they just made it look like a different site that did the same thing, I'd be like, oh, this is way easier to navigate and
Yeah.
use.
My big issue is that like if I have to find someone who's streaming and I don't have a direct link, I have no idea how.
It's
Yeah.
really
I have
hard.
no idea.
Yeah,
They
it's
made it
weirdly
really
difficult.
hard.
Okay,
I
can
Why
remember
would
I
you
had
do
this
that?
problem. I had this problem during RLCS. We were like doing contract work for RLCS while we were at Beyond the Summit, and every week they would stream on YouTube and Twitch. They would do both sites, and every week I had to find the new YouTube stream for RLCS. It would take me like 10 minutes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, which is crazy that I couldn't just like go to the channel and see it. I had to like hunt down a live stream link manually for some
You
reason.
guys want to hear something crafty Otto came up with?
Yes.
Okay, this is part of the extension.
Let
I
me
don't
By the
know
hear
if
way,
it'll
about
be
that
unlocked.
that little otter.
Nobody should have to be crafty to find live streams on YouTube. Just to
Well,
be clear.
Let
no,
me hear about that
this-
greasy
I
little
wanna-
otter boy.
This is
I want to
crafty.
hear about our cool crafty tip,
So-
but I want to get that out there that YouTube, the multi-billion-dollar company, should not need you to be crafty to find live streams.
That's part
I'm
of the
with
fun,
you.
Aiden. I
I'm
feel like
with you. But this is kind of
You
like a
feel like
choose
you
your own
really earned
adventure.
the live stream.
It's like,
Let me
R.L.
say-
Stein.
Tell me what that wriggly little bear did.
Yeah,
what
okay.
did that wriggly little worm
This
make for
wriggly
us
little
this time?
bitch.
Hey, Otto,
Oh.
you're our wriggly little bear now.
My little bear, you like being my bear?
My sweet little
HR
wet-
stepping in? It's okay. Keep it up. Anyway, he devised a way where you could embed my YouTube live stream on Twitch.
Okay. I feel like
It's like,
that-
all right, days since last lawsuit threat, just fucking wiping it off the back.
let's say that how about we make sure to bleep his name out so
You know,
At
no,
automated
between this and the Enron hat, we're headed for disaster.
it's not looking good, but you know what?
you know,
He's the one that developed it.
Yeah, I had no idea he was doing
We
this.
didn't even know.
We
you know,
didn't-
you'll
this
be
is not
sick
my
as fuck
extension. I don't
if
even
the
know.
if the extension was kind of open ended and you could just embed anywhere. It's
You know
like, damn, I'm on P-Hub watching Ludwig.
Yeah.
That'd be sick
Yeah,
as fuck.
you just
You know
like
what?
click a button and it embeds on the site.
Do you know what the letters LLC stand for?
Liability
Let's
is limited.
lose Chris. He's being annoying.
Limited Liability Corporation Company.
We're not.
We're actually an
That is
MLC.
true.
It's called
That is
Maximum
true.
Liability Corporation.
All the
Mogul
liability.
liability.
We want all of it.
We'll
Mogul
take on the liability for others.
You were saying earlier how there's a problem that you face where the boss from Bloodborne is actually just way more popular than you.
Yeah.
And you can't seem to beat that character.
So
When
what
you
the
search
extension does
yourself.
is it replaces every instance of Ludwig from Bloodborne with Ludwig for me. So if you're like reading a guide like on Fextra Life, it'll say how to beat Ludwig Ogren on YouTube Gaming instead of it just replaces it. It's like an autofill.
Yeah. It's hard. You have to beat like a composer and then like a video game guy.
It is
Like
and two video game guys. I have to beat the Koopaling who's in Mario Kart 8.
He's actually more popular than you too.
I know.
That's crazy.
There's 4 Ludwigs on Mount
To
Rushmore.
be fair, you're top 5.
I'm top 4, I think. Actually, there's the composer.
Okay, well, it's not, I mean,
yeah,
I'm trying to be
composer,
nice.
Koopa Ludwig.
I'm
No,
not,
there's the
Bloodborne.
video game composer or movie composer, new one. He works with
Who?
He works with
Who is that?
Hans Zimmer. He's like
You
literally
could
creates a
ratio- no,
soundtrack.
No,
you
you could
beat that
ratio
guy.
this guy.
You beat
yeah.
that
I definitely ratio him, but
100%.
he's made things that are heard by more people.
Yeah, but you don't know his name, and that's the difference.
Yeah.
Ludwig
Ooh.
ratios him, and the guy doesn't even know it happened because he's on his fucking phone.
Dude,
Yeah.
speaking of
He's like living
ratioing,
his life.
You might even beat out, this is my theory, after it's come up with a few random people, you might even beat Beethoven out in the sense that a lot of people don't know that Ludwig is his first name.
I think a lot of people do.
Beethoven's
It's like
number
one of the
one.
first
You're
thing
talking
you-
about the GOAT right now. I want you to pipe down. Okay?
Pipe down.
No, I want you to
The
know I
GOAT
have your
for
back.
Aidens is Aiden
I
Ross,
have
by
your
the way.
back, man. I have your, I'm
You just have to be Aiden Ross.
with you.
You got
He's
soft
with
hands.
you.
I will
He's
say,
got soft hands.
oh, no, what was I going to
You
say?
said ratioing.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've talked about this on the pod. I have at Ludwig Ogren on Twitter,
Yeah.
but I'm at Ludwig on other things. I've been trying to get at Ludwig on Twitter
For a long time.
years.
You offered him 10K back when you kind of didn't have 10K.
I offered him 50,
50,000.
You offered him 50K?
and he literally hasn't responded.
That is so money.
What?
So money.
That's the 5th guy.
It's so
You're
mu-
6 now.
Dude. Yeah.
I
He
know.
fucking,
Isn't he like
it's
a
like
fucking
Mount
software
Rushmore.
engineer or
Yeah.
something?
Mount Rushmore has
He's
4
like a
heads, and then it
software
has
engineer.
what people don't see when the camera goes down, a huge cock, and it's that guy.
He's just the cock and balls.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
What a player.
I
That's
know.
so
I'm
money.
think every few months I think like I'll up it.
Dude, this is so funny. You follow him too.
I do, of course.
Yeah.
I hope that he replies to me. He never does.
What a king. How many
Ludwig.
followers do you have?
He has
600.
4,500 followers.
It's just Ludwig.
He just has
Dude.
Ludwig. And he made his account in 2008. Like, how am I gonna beat that? I was like
Dude,
7.
he's worked for some crazy shit.
Open
It's his
AI.
own company.
Ew.
He made his own company.
And created
Quill.
records.
What is
I don't know. I was praying for
messaging
its
to make
downfall.
your team
Anyways.
better?
Don't know free publicity. Bleep
We're-
that out.
hey,
He's
Bleep that
earned
out.
it. He
Hey, fuck you, guy. And fuck.
Unless you like want to give the name because you just didn't see the DM.
In which case, we
In
would
that
love
case-
to
Are you
support.
50 fucking grand? 50 rack. What the fuck are you
Yeah.
doing?
This guy,
you're
he is.
weird.
This guy lives
He
in
is.
San
just
Francisco,
called him
works
cool
in
for it.
tech. He's got bread.
He
He is
must have
breaded.
bread.
He's
yeah.
breaded, dude.
Yeah, but you're more breaded.
Doesn't matter.
Maybe not.
You make more
Who
money than like
knows?
someone who works at NASA before YouTube.
Yeah, but the
That's
thing
funny.
is, it's
should make
like
that.
I think
Make
you
that.
reach a certain point of bread where it's like I could offer the guy like 200K and he'd be like, I have all my needs met, and I just want this.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how I feel about my Counter-Strike knife. I could sell it at any moment, but I'm like, I don't even play Counter-Strike anymore, but I'm like, when I sign on and it's still there, I feel good.
Hey,
Yeah.
that was the cringiest thing you ever said.
Hey,
Damn. You got
that,
What
that takes
I
a
don't know
dap
what you
yeah,
put
off
that's
the
a minus.
spreadsheet.
That's a
It's a
negative.
reverse
gotta
tap?
figure out the
That's the
spreadsheet.
reverse.
Yeah.
reverse
Did
one.
you want to talk about real quick the video because you were excited about that? You put a lot of work into that. The
I
announcement
went to bed
video.
at 6 a.m. last night
I know.
because
manage your time better?
because
Crazy.
we were working on the video and it was pretty much done. And then Dan, our director of content, messages me like yesterday and he's like, "Hey, I hate the end," out of nowhere. And I'm like, "What do you hate about it?" He's like, "I don't like all the titles. They all suck." And I'm like, "Oh man, it's like midnight." And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna lose this fight, huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll see what I can do." And I work on it for a few hours and I'm like, "How's this?" He's like, "Still sucks." And I'm like, "Yeah, you got any ideas?" He's like, "Maybe try this." I tried that. He's like, "Nah, doesn't work either." And I'm like, "Fuck, dude, like this sucks so bad." And I'm trying so hard. Like normally I don't have this mentality, but I was trying so hard to not just redo it all because I was just so tired. And it was posting tomorrow, and it was already done a certain way that Ludwig said love it. So I'm like, client likes it. Like, let's just fucking ship. But then when I finally got to like V5 of what I sent him, he still doesn't like it. I'm like, fuck it, I'm rebuilding the entire ending. So I just stayed
Really?
up late and I just rebuilt the whole
That's
ending.
cool. I think
Wow.
Dan was also very passionate about this project.
100%.
Yeah,
And
it's
he was
been a
right.
lot.
He was
It's been a
totally
lot,
right.
yeah.
I was just being lazy because I was tired. But so we stayed up late. We all got to blow up a fucking car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That was awesome. Because Ludwig, I remember like how this kind of came about was Ludwig's like, I want to blow up a car. And I literally like look at the calendar and I'm like, you want to post this video in 2 weeks? And you're like, yeah.
Well, okay, it goes back a little further because Ludwig was going to get a new car. He's been talking about it for like a year. And then I was like, what do you want to do with the old one? And then one of us was like, we should blow it up.
Mhm.
And then that would just kind of sat in our mind for a long, long time. And then this like this announcement video like came up. And then he left me a message. Hold on. I'm actually going to play the voicemail. Ludwig pitched this idea. He left me a voicemail.
You were the first person I called when I had this idea. I was on the way to Disneyland to hang out with Cutie and her family.
And I didn't listen to it. I just looked at the transcription of Apple, and it looks so weird. But here is the original conception of the idea. Hold on.
Yo, okay, I thought of an idea for the YouTube announcement, and I'm driving, so I can't write it down, so I'm telling you on voicemail. Okay, the idea is me and you. We're driving. Get out of the car, and the conversation is basically you're saying, like, do Latchy get sterilized? And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. The car's my car. It's painted purple. We walk away further with the conversation. The car explodes.
Fuck yourself.
We freak out. We look at each other. Then the cam punches out a bit, and then there's a red car. And then I say something to the effect of, "Oh, that looks like it could work." And then I get in the car, and it has a YouTube logo. And it's like 30 seconds. Okay, all right, that was my idea. Bye.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
Is we did exactly
It's
that.
actually so
Yeah,
close to
and
it,
it's
which
almost
isn't
shot
normal.
for shot the video.
The only thing we added is the driving portion before that. That is
No, I
the
had
only,
that in. We're driving and we get out of the car.
you kind of started at like you get out of the car.
Driving,
yeah.
we're walking.
There was, like,
we're
more of a-
driving.
first
It
section.
expanded, but it was very close to my original vision, which is cool.
And what I like about the way you talked about that most people get wrong is your pacing was pretty correct. Like the section you just built was about 30 seconds.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like when you take out the whole beginning part,
Right.
the video goes to about 35, 45.
Yeah, and the message was 31 seconds long.
The message was longer than the video.
So that's just the content. That's just content, bro.
Yeah.
You just have content brain.
I do. And I will reveal, because I think some people are interested, because people are talking about like Ray's announcement and Tim's announcement cost like $20K. This one, 0% funded by YouTube, because they were like, we don't really want to blow up a car that's supposed to symbolize Twitch. And I was like, bet.
There were some interesting parts to it where it was like, Dan was like, okay, what kind of explosion do you want? And he sent Ludwig like some stuff. And he's like, we can make it like smoke. We can make it like be on fire. And there was like a conscious decision to be like, well, I don't want to be like Twitch's like going up.
Yeah, I didn't want it like
flames.
burning and like.
It's like, okay, so no flames
this-
after, but a big plume, and it's like demo guy's like, yeah, we can do that.
This was a huge learning experience for me because I've never done anything like one. I've never used a process truck the way that we faked driving around.
Yeah, we weren't
and
driving.
then I've never blown up anything to film. And when you work with like an actual pyro team, they literally show you photos like, what do you want this to look like? And you're like, well, I want that, but I also want that. And they're like, okay, yeah, these are the two chemicals
It's
we're
like
gonna use.
picking out a wedding cake for like.
That's so
Yeah,
funny.
and they're like,
big
okay,
day.
so how far away you want the doors to fly? Do you want them to fly off at all? And then they attach wires to all the doors so that
Yeah.
they go a specific distance. And
It's like mixing items in Final Fantasy. You
yeah,
get a new
and like
item.
leading up to the
When you're
explosion,
Riku.
you know exactly what it's gonna do because they showed you a photo. This is exactly what it's gonna look like. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's actually so cool.
And that's
Yeah.
the difference between like doing it with like a real team and like going to Vegas in like a desert, like a guy who like has dynamite.
Yeah,
That's
what-
just like
which is what we thought. So again, or like something that we all learned immediately was you don't blow up the car. You actually have to gut it.
yeah, you take the engine out because it creates shrapnel.
Yeah, you take out everything
Mm-hmm.
inside of it. You take out the engine, and then it's like rigged to blow. It's a hot car. Hot
Yeah.
car.
My guess was like, like blow up the car. It's gonna be a little expensive. It'll probably be like 10, 20, tops 30K. And like I kept talking to Dan. He was like, okay, we got to do this and like this will add a couple K. And I was like, yeah, it's fine, it's fine. And I didn't realize at the end of the itinerary, play at home, how much do you think it cost? Drum roll. It was 130K.
Which I'll say, way less than we thought it was gonna be. Not you, but we on our end. Like you were like 10K, and we're like, you're an idiot. This is gonna be like 250, 300K. So it was way less than we thought.
Yeah. Also, like when you blow up a car, like the thing that happened with Alec Baldwin, actually, it put a lot of strain, and
Oh,
like
yeah.
everyone was kind of freaked out to do stuff like this at the time. They still are because of that. So it like jacked up the price a bit.
They had a
Really?
moment of
Oh yeah,
silence.
we had a moment of silence
for
on
the
set
person
for the
that
DP.
died.
Yeah,
Like yeah.
He
So
said the GP's name
For the
wrong.
for the guy
Oh,
that
yeah, the
was shot
AD.
on the Alec Baldwin
Yeah,
set.
80.
there was a woman, and she died.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Oh,
now,
no, I know about that story, but you had a moment of silence for
yeah,
that
yeah,
person.
yeah.
Oh,
and
wow.
also just getting anyone to do any type of like weapon related, explosive related stunt right now.
Yeah.
And like getting a location to approve, getting the permits, like all of that is just way harder.
Like
now.
the ports.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Because no
That's
one, no
wild.
one wants to be like the same story.
The next news story.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty nuts. What I was gonna say something about it that was goofy and crazy and sexy. And cool.
I had a
We wanna
question
take
for you
Jake's?
guys. That's what I was gonna ask about because I was so surprised. You guys did it in
Easy.
one take,
It's
and I
just
understand.
Oh,
I understand
I have some
that
background for this.
you guys like have to rip it in one take once the explosion happens, right? But how do they know to detonate on that take?
So
how is it?
So basically,
good to
Dan,
go?
our director, the decision that he made was that so he is going to be like in monitor watching the take,
Yeah.
in ear listening to them talk, and they're just gonna go for it. And he has the assistant director with his hand up right next to him. And if Dan taps the assistant director's hand will go down, and the pyro team knows explode now. So they didn't know when it was going to happen.
The idea was that it would happen randomly during our bit, right? And we rehearsed the bit a lot, the walk up, the blocking, the what we were gonna say, all that shit. And then it finally came time to like, okay, we have a hot car, and we were like, so it's either gonna be this take or he's gonna say, cut, let's try again. But we didn't know when during the take or which take.
Because you want to elicit like a real reaction out of them. Like you want them to actually be afraid that an explosion
And not
has
like
happened.
prepare a flinch.
Yeah, if you're prepared, then you're gonna like the reaction won't be as natural as it actually
No,
happened.
I understand.
And
that
Dan
part, yeah.
and Dan to me, like right before the first take, he goes, "I'm not doing it on the first one," and I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "It just like feels weird to do it on the first one." And I'm like, "But what if they nail it?" And then he like didn't respond to me, and then you guys went, and then the first one went off, so I was scared because like I didn't even like I thought he wasn't going to do it,
Yeah.
even though I'm back there.
Yeah.
And it scared if you look at like all the cell phone footage that I took and stuff, like I like fucking visibly shake. 'Cause I also didn't know how big it was gonna be.
It was pretty big.
I was
Yeah.
super impressed once I found out that was the first
Wait,
take.
not just one take and the first take, because it's easy.
Because
Doing what
free.
we do is easy.
It is. You did flinch a little more.
So okay,
I would like to address
Two
You
it.
did, you did the MJ, dude.
I was fucked up.
You hit the hee on us.
The only thing I was like, I was ready to kill myself about was when I go for the
Oh, double
Hey.
fly.
Got one. Put that in the spreadsheet. When I go up for the whatever sign language, which
That-
we were looking up right beforehand. Also, I found out that this is fuck you during when we were looking up it, and I was like, I'll do it. And so I go up and I hit the brim of my hat, and I hadn't done that on earlier takes. You can see this right here. Zipper's pulling it up.
Oh,
so
slow-mo.
so here's Cat, right? And then here we go. We're going up to father, and
Hits his hat, yeah.
and I hit my hat, and then the shit blows. And I actually back out of the frame here, and this was bad because it's like you have to adjust the camera. You didn't really plan for it, but I step back in because I'm a fucking performer.
Yeah,
let's get to the
stepping
line.
back into frame single-handedly saved the whole shoot. Because if he would have stayed out of frame, it would have fucked up the whole section.
To be clear, you saved what you would have ruined.
That's right.
Yes. Yes.
That's right.
You are the Joker.
You just
and
brought us back
Batman.
to zero.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You didn't bring
I
us
saved
above.
the day.
You put the kids in danger and then said, "I saved the kids."
That's right. They would have died.
So many kids would have died in that explosion.
I
if he
saved
hadn't
him.
Stepped back in frame.
I saved him.
I love the video. I think it looks great.
Yeah, it looks great. And then I was really surprised that you didn't jump, and I thought that was cool.
I had to fake flinch. I was like,
Yeah, you were
Oh
like
my
kind
God.
of
Another
bored.
explosion.
You thought
Fuck.
the explosion was like boring and gay or something, and I was like, oh, okay.
yeah.
That's cool.
Which is crazy of you
Yeah.
to say.
He
Why
said
would
that
you
on
say
I've been
set.
that?
watching a lot of
On
Equals
set, in
3.
the take.
I've been watching so much Equals 3.
Yeah,
And
looking
I
for
was
some
like,
old time
fake-
inspiration.
This is fake and gay. Yeah.
And yeah, so it was pretty cool, man. We got to blow it up. All right. Fuck, I had something so funny to say.
We gotta
about the
say
shoot.
real quick about Christian Bishop.
Dude, all right, Eamon, pull out your phone. While you do it, bring up the esports summit thing, because we wanted to talk about this a couple weeks ago.
Oh, like the website?
Yeah, remember it was so whack, but like
Yeah.
Christian Bishop got hired at Twitch, and it's funny because we know of that guy through a couple different ways. One is that he worked at Thunder Gaming, which was like this colossal like meme failure of a endeavor to like appeal to smashers, and also just like meeting him a couple times, and it's funny. We were talking to atrioc about it, and atrioc's like, yeah, that's how these companies work, dude. They just hire somebody that's like not good, but like they have some sort of weird value, and they just get put in like a rewarding position. And we all saw that, and everyone in Smash rolled their eyes. They're like, oh, this
Yeah, it's just
fucking guy.
weird. It's just weird because I saw it's like, isn't this guy like associated with a bunch of controversy? And he just got hired for
But
like
he
a
was
really
on The
senior
Bachelor.
position.
He
And
was on The
that's
Bachelor.
hype.
He was on The Bachelor.
Yeah.
He was
That's worth.
like Radsads was like, hey, you're taking content and you're just putting your logo on it, your watermark, and putting it on TikTok. Like, what are you doing? And then he was like, yeah, we'll definitely make sure to like properly credit. And Radsads was like, no, just don't do that.
Just
No,
stop
it's not your
stealing-
content.
It's not
Stop
really about
stealing the
credit.
content.
It's not about.
It's not transformative. You're not reacting.
What a moron.
Oh, and then I went and checked out. I didn't realize this because I always knew he was like the guy that worked or like managed Thunder Gaming. And then I found out that I'd seen this like a long time ago, which is like the @esports on Twitter. It was supposed to be like some sort of like site or like news conglomerate or something that got announced like quite a while ago. And then I started reading through the about page. The website is esports.gg, but they're like @esports on all social media. And it is just like paragraph after paragraph of just weird jargon about how like esports is growing.
It's like they ran it through like an AI that
Yeah.
like was trying to write something, and they're like, okay, esports, and then also competition, and also like synergy.
They
and
go into meetings, they're like,
it's-
the numbers are charting, and the charting is good.
It's definitely the synergistic management solutions of gaming. Like
Yeah.
it's that type of shit.
Read me one juicy sentence from the AI that spit this out.
Esports.gg is a destination connecting esports fans to their passions. We create news and analysis for all gamers, esports fans, and streaming enthusiasts into expert-led content featuring some of the best analysts, players, thinkers, and writers in the history of esports.
That is that's just my computer.
But then I solved it. I figured it out. I solved the. I pieced it all together because I started going through this guy's Twitter, which also doesn't make any sense.
This
because
is Christian's Twitter?
He has like 50,000 followers, but he gets like fucking 20 interactions per tweet.
Yeah.
So it's like, ooh, well, you're already off to a bad start because you've clearly
Because
bought
he stopped
a
tweeting
bunch-
about The Bachelor.
Could be that. Could be that. Maybe he scored a bunch of Bachelor followers, and that's
you
what it
can
is.
get followers and
My
drop
bad.
off.
Maybe he didn't buy him.
No,
Maybe he didn't buy
I
him.
wouldn't assume he bought him. I would assume
No?
they're just dead followers and don't care about it now.
Okay.
I'm going through the list later.
Because the Bachelor audience is probably not super engaged with esports.
Exactly. It's like when Zed tweets about how he got a Valorant 5K and everyone's like, make him a song. I don't care.
Yeah.
or Asa Butterfield.
Play
will be
Clarity
like,
again.
He'll like
Just play it.
Asa Butterfield will talk about something gaming like, and someone will be like, "I love you.
Yeah,
I'm from Brazil."
Asa's like, man, the Inkling matchup was really difficult, but I'm working on it. And some girl is just like, come to Brazil or I will fucking kill myself.
Some people will literally say, I don't know what this means, but I love you.
Yeah,
And
it's like, and he's just be like, yeah, gang shit.
yeah,
I'm gonna keep grinding
whatever,
this matchup.
man. One time he quote retweeted me about UK Smash crowds, and I just scrolled through the replies, and everybody is like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" It's like very funny, but he clearly he's one of those people who just has a lot of like he must be a social savant, like just has a bunch of connections with people who have money in esports, and probably good at networking and all that
Another
shit.
fucking used
and
car
now he works at
salesman
Twitch,
makes it happen.
which. Admittedly, after some information I was given earlier today, like the old head of marketing at Twitch had worked there for 4 years and didn't know what League of Legends was.
Yeah, this comes from an unnamed source that is playing Age of Empires. Playing Age of Empires right now downstairs.
Yeah.
Whoever they may be.
Well,
found out that piece of information, and I was like, yeah, okay, this all checks out.
Yeah, it's really weird. And this is funny, kind of in funny contrast to like not just like Christian, but like the Ludwig, signing with YouTube, and like this big idea of corporate understanding of space. And it's like, man, you just hope that the right person is in the right spot.
I think this sort of lines up with other things I've heard. Like a friend at Riot was telling me about how like over the years they've really like strayed away from hiring people from like the gaming industry in general, and they'll hire a lot of people from like traditional marketing backgrounds or from traditional sports, and they've gone from a company that used to require their employees to like play League and shit, which admittedly whole host of problems.
That's a
with that.
bad idea.
Whole bunch of issues, as we all know, that have been like announced about Riot over the years. But they've kind of come the other way, where like they'll hire somebody to like run League of Legends esports for this region, but then they go to an orientation where they like also learn about League of Legends on their first day.
They're like, we want you to be sexist, but not like in a gamer way.
I mean, I was like
be in like the classical like NFL way.
If you thought treating women in the workplace poorly was bad, wait till you hear about making people cue League of Legends.
Yeah.
when I got a job at the vape company, I don't know. I'd never vaped before.
I think it's different.
Yeah,
though.
it's because
I don't think. I think
Maybe it's not. Maybe that's
even
maybe
if
we're
it's not
stupid.
different. It makes sense because you are a social savant. You and Christian are the same.
We are.
You're the same.
I did swerve my way through that interview. I made up a number and I got paid it, and I don't think I deserved the spot.
Well, you did come out with the great campaign of JFK hitting a vape.
And both of you
That
are kind
was
of
a
merchants
good
of death.
campaign.
I wanted to talk about it with the shoot, was that Nick and I are engaged in this weird invisible war.
Oh, yeah.
Which isn't fought by us, but it's fought by people who believe that we're involved in things that we aren't. So there's this thing that'll happen where it's like, for like when I worked at BTS, or like even when I didn't work there, and a content piece would come out, someone would be like, damn, Slime definitely behind this one, bro. And it's like, no.
And I have like the Google Doc open on my computer, I just having clicked period at the end.
Yeah.
And someone's just like, damn, this is a Slime original, definitely for sure.
Dude, wait, what was that? He did a tweet once where Nick just tweeted something, like his own. And then someone was like, damn, Slime definitely behind this tweet. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
On his personal account.
Yes.
On my account.
Yeah.
This happens with the Yard Twitter a lot. It happens with the Yard Twitter where like you were doing most of the tweeting at the beginning and people were just like, oh, Slime's putting out bangers.
Dude, it was so funny.
Or this will happen. This happened today with the Mogul Moves, the Mogul merch like Twitter, where we Bunth is like letting shit rip.
Yeah, Mike
about
said
the
that
merch.
atrioc was gonna eat a scorpion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's funny.
And then somebody just like people will reply like, "Thank you, Amen." And I'm like, I'm not doing shit, dude.
Yeah, it finally started happening in the opposite
Yeah,
direction.
it's happening in reverse.
I think that like there's people who know about the Slime false credit thing, and so they're trying to give credit where it's due, but they're still wrong because they still don't know who did it.
What was the one? It was fucking. When I was at Atrioc's fucking dad's. It's like you can literally hear Nick in the background saying, "No, that's not it," when he says the line
It's
wrong,
like,
and it's like,
nope, I'm not in Arizona. I'm not with him
come
over there.
with me. And
Nick's doing such a good job directing.
yeah, and I was like, that's Atrioc's family.
Yeah.
I think they actually did say directing. I think that was one of the words.
Yeah,
they
Really?
like
used,
direct. It's like, oh man, it's so funny. And again, I love reiterating this all the time. It is not always one person. It never is. And so
Yeah.
just don't be weird.
There
You don't
are
need
a
to credit
few.
people.
My favorites might be the few. This doesn't come up super often, but it'll come up with like the Ludwig shoot, like the announcement you guys just did, or like a piece of content you'll put together, and somebody will thank me and be like, "You and the boys did a great job."
Oh, the team.
And
like
I'm like,
with Fendi and the Silvathon.
and I'm like, I didn't do. I had nothing to do with this project.
Well, as we learned from Mizkif, if they say that to you, you'll see it, and there's a chance you'll reply to it. If they say it to me, it will be lost in the wind.
That's true.
Oh, that's
I guess
right.
it's
That,
like a
that's like a
risk-reward thing.
part. Like you can say it to Eamon and tag me in it too, and it's like it doesn't hurt.
You wield accessibility like
Yeah.
a weapon.
You do.
No, you do.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that does happen. Bunth ghost wrote one of my tweets recently.
Really?
It was all the Minecrafters. Pull up the pic real quick, Zipper. It's a recent tweet. It was all the Minecrafters doing a group pic in LA because some are here from England. And
London.
England.
They're from London.
Brexit.
More names to me, isn't it?
Yoda,
Four names. Tommy in
This
it.
is horrifying.
More names to me,
This is
innit?
the most
Would you like some
violent take on the
beans?
British accent.
Oi, would you like some bangers in that
It's like Australian.
Yeah, that's not a real guy. That guy does not exist.
That's just Max Mova after a few. All right, pull up the
I
tweet.
love Guy Ritchie.
It's this picture, and then Bun's caption was
Middle
middle school
school
DC trip.
Oh, that popped.
That's
Yeah.
fire.
But yeah, Mike is a ghostwriter of many classic, true certified hood classics.
he's a funny
Why are
man.
they all so tiny?
Because they're like 12 years old.
No, some of them are.
No,
dude,
they're not.
Quackeny's
A lot-
like 21.
They're just small humans.
They just didn't. That's what Minecraft does.
yeah,
it
it
gets-
stunts your
it
growth.
stunts your growth.
It's like smoking cigarettes.
It is the same. It does the
tall as
same
that
thing
kid's
to your
gonna
body.
get.
They're the real merchants.
Because when
How do you
you-
think you make redstone, bro? You
when
fucking
you
grind
sit,
their
you
kneecaps
can't grow. It's how it works. But yeah, Bunth, godlike tweeter.
That's hype. So how do you feel? You feel good? You feel all right?
Real quick, sorry, Tommy in it. We were talking
Uh-oh. What happened?
Austin show.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
answer it.
Hey,
Hey, my friend, how are you?
doing well. How are you?
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
What do you want, Shill?
Congratulations.
What do you want, Shill?
That's slime.
What do you need?
We're recording the podcast.
Wait, are you recording the podcast?
Yeah, I stopped.
That is what he
That-
said.
that
Yeah.
is what
Stopped it for
said
you,
that.
man.
What makes you think
Oh my
that?
God, you stopped it to pick up my phone call?
Of course, yeah, of course.
I was literally just
Continue
calling to
talking.
congratulate you, and I heard whispers. Nobody told me, but I just felt it in the air.
In his
you know?
loins?
Could be a thing.
Your balls?
But yeah, no, congratulations.
Thank you so much, man.
Finish filming your podcast. I may have
Groveling Shill.
now that you're over on YouTube. I was also gonna call and say there may be some, more money opportunities that I may be able to throw your direction. So I was calling you about that. But we can talk about that later.
Oh,
That
fuck.
sounds so good, man. Yeah, it sounds so good. Man.
Oh.
Love you, and I'll see you.
Fuck, am I going to come now? Oh, I'm going to come from that.
Ignore that.
Wait, what?
So,
what they,
you're
what
so
are they
good at
saying?
planes.
I wouldn't worry about. I wouldn't worry
Yeah, I'm
about.
on a plane.
Austin,
Give me a
Austin,
deal on a plane.
Austin.
Fuck.
I don't exist.
Austin, I have a question for you, real quick. Do you know who Wendover Productions is?
No.
What?
When these nuts are over your mouth, bro.
Come It wasn't a D's nuts joke. It was a genuine question.
Aiden, right here, bro. That was sick.
Give it to him, bro.
No.
Huge setup, huge layup, bro.
Yo, that was tight.
You are cool now.
I'm so sad.
Aiden's never getting
I'm
fucked
so
now.
sad.
I sent him a follow-up saying it's a great channel you should watch. Dude, the amount of people who knew, I was stressed out for the past 4 days that this was gonna leak.
Yeah.
Because so many people knew.
Yeah.
But nobody leaked.
So many people. You know who was the closest?
Mizkit.
I'm with Cutie.
Cutie?
No, I'm with Cutie.
Cutie?
No. I'm with Cutie with her family for Thanksgiving. We're watching a high school basketball
Her
game.
fucking dad.
Enthralling, by the way, high school basketball. It was literally
Heard you were a fan.
the greatest game I've ever seen in my life. It was a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
Fuck the Hawks.
Dude, I hate them.
Dog. They get it in
Telling
last
me.
second. Shouldn't have been counted. Whatever. I'll move on. And I get a message from Slasher.
Uh-oh. Oh, dude, wait, real quick. You tell him.
Bro.
You tell him real quick.
I got a bone with Slasher. Actually, I should check.
Okay, go ahead,
should-
Ludwig, while he checks.
So he sends me a DM and he's like, "Heard you're going to YouTube," and I replied like, "Pfft, "You're a lot of shit these days."
Yeah, you'd be like, what?
I like put zero confirmation
What's
in,
that?
and he's been on a hiatus.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, where's he been? I haven't seen him.
I don't know.
He's been
Just-
fighting the invisible war.
Yeah.
Right.
Something like that. I
Maybe
guess.
just playing a lot of Quake.
And then today he DMs me after it's leaked, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and he's like, "You're lucky I'm out. I would have leaked it." And I'm like, "You piece of shit."
That's so interesting.
Yeah, I think like
Yeah.
if Jake Sucky Lucky caught on,
You were
Oh,
fucked.
dude,
Curtains.
that would suck.
Throw that 130K out the window.
That was the only time is when I made fun of that guy on Twitter is when somebody made fun of me for having a dead mom. Literally the only time that's ever happened.
He did that?
No, one of his fans did.
Oh.
And I was like, this is crazy. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Never would have expected it.
Yeah.
Mudbutts, you keep it chill.
They're pretty chill.
You keep it chill.
They know about Dead Parent Gang. Anyway, I'm glad it didn't leak. But I was saying about Tommy in it.
Because I don't have one of those. That way you're laughing at
That
me.
guy's a loser.
Yeah, you're a loser with your
Yeah,
alive
you're
parents.
a loser.
I can go handle that.
Which one do you take out?
Yeah, which one you take out?
Which one listens?
Which one?
That's the question.
Which one are you telling to drink 30 Cokes?
Mom listens.
Mom does listen, so Dad's gone. But
Hey.
Dad also listens.
Ooh.
But Dad, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Hey.
Hey, I think you'd understand.
So Tommy in it
Yeah.
hit me up in the DMs. He said, "You been playing arms?" And that was
like
the whole
what?
message.
And you're like,
And
yeah,
I said,
let me
did
put
he-
down my
Did he-
giant
wait.
lollipop.
Did he capitalize it all, like in the actual game title?
Oh,
Did he
that's
do
a great question.
I wanna know.
I
Because the message, if he doesn't capitalize it, it's so much funnier. Because then it's very ambiguous.
Hold on, bro. I'm playing hopscotch. I'll reply
He
soon.
said, "Do you know the Nintendo game Arms not capitalized?" And I said, "Yeah, isn't it a terrible game?" And he said, "I'm into it. It's great."
That is hilarious to just like not even check if he's into it. Just say like, "Oh, that dog shit piece of fucking trash."
Yeah.
We're a couple like moments away from him like picking up Melee.
But here's the thing.
Oh,
Here's the thing.
shit.
I've been looking at the trends. Super Auto Pet's average player base has doubled since I started streaming it. In part, like the tournament, Sykkuno also played it. It's like blown up, and you can see the lines, like the viewers on Twitch and the players. Tommy and it could blow up Arms.
I don't think so.
No, he
Dude,
could. 100%.
Tommy's big enough; he could blow up Arms.
Yeah, but I don't think he could blow up Arms for as long as you've blown up SAP. Am I crazy? Am I smoking weed?
No,
maybe
he would blow up more.
Yeah, I think he'd blow it up more. Dude,
no,
Tommy's
I'm talking about
way-
longevity, right?
Sure, but like if it spikes up, like that's all you need. Just
Dude,
a
is
little
that
spike.
what we need to do? We host a coached Melee tournament. Every influencer gets a coach, and we just get all the Minecraft streamers.
You're just talking about PogChamps, but for Melee.
PogChamps
Yes.
for Melee with Minecraft
Yeah, I've
streamers
had this
only.
idea. It's a good idea.
This
It
is-
should
And
happen.
he
Aiden-
says he had
Aiden's
this
doing-
idea, but I actually gave him that idea,
Aiden's
and
doing
I'm
the esports
reiterating
version
it
of-
right now.
What if we did Squid Game? But this time it's like Mario.
Did you guys see that one tweet about Squid Game today?
Oh yeah.
That is so funny.
Real quick,
I
did
didn't
you
see it.
hear about that Coinbase $10 in free Bitcoin? Woo! Guys, check out Coinbase using coinbase.com/the yard as your landing page. So you can get $10 in Bitcoin when you sign up. And I said it correctly. It is $10 in
Okay, where
Bitcoin.
is
And
he?
this is
Bro, the grill.
one of the best ways that to
and it's for you.
get cryptocurrency
Sweet, sweet little
on
crypto.
your phone.
I
It's
And you get
super easy to
$10
use. And you can even
I
do some
use it.
surveys
You use it all the
that
time.
teach you
I use it.
things and earn
Well, then you-
crypto from it.
use
So
Coinbase.
anyway, guys, I like them because they're like more secure.
Coinbase.
I think they're not that shady. I think they're cool people.
Wider than
Check
all the
out
other
Coinbase.
icons on your
Not-
you
phone.
want-
no, it's the same
Make
size.
sure to go to the yard.
It's the same size as the other icons.
That boy.
Yeah. Sorry. Do you guys have an order? It's like the line's pretty long.
Oh,
It's the-
yeah.
We're gonna close in like 5 minutes.
Could I get the Candace?
Imagine you did that to a Starbucks person.
It's like that obvious.
You-
Could I get the Candace?
you
with
fire in the
almond
hole?
milk?
You fire the whole after?
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's the
You
greatest
should,
video
go,
ever.
you should literally go to like Florence, ADX Florence Supermax for
Oh,
that.
can I get extra fire in that drink? Fire in the hole?
That'd be fire. Yeah, I did see the tweet. Mr. Beast, it was basically like Mr. Beast in 4 days got 106 million views.
This is it.
And in a month, Squid Game got 111 million views.
More
It's 10
views,
years to
less
create.
time, fewer gatekeepers. That's the promise of the creator economy. I'm here to tell you, John Volleyball, I can't read the last name, you are so fucking stupid. This is the dumbest shit I've ever
This
seen in my
tweet
entire
created
life.
an absolute hate trend on Mr. Beast today.
That's unfortunate because it's not
Wait.
Mr. Beast's fault.
Yeah, why is it a hate
It
trend
seems like
on
an
Mr.
incredibly
Beast?
dumb tweet.
Because everyone was like, you are ignoring the fact that Mr. Beast just stole the work of the man who took 10 years to develop this show and actually get it published. And then everyone was like, yeah, and Mr. Beast missed the whole point of the show. It's all about like a critique on capitalism and he's just doing it for profit. And he had like a mobile game ad. Like, you know, valid critiques, but it basically just started the snowball.
Also,
of
how many
that.
views
Sure.
would his video get if it was just on Netflix?
The-
The Mr. Beast video.
I think less.
Way
Less.
That's what I'm talking
Less
about.
Yeah,
views.
This is a terrible
Yeah,
comparison.
no,
Yeah.
I don't think it is just so weird that person tweeted that and thought like this makes sense. It's kind of like when Squid Game came out before Mr. Beast's twin Dame was like, someone was like, Squid Game took X amount of time, 10 years, same like comparison how much money it made, but you could also just invest in like 100 Bitcoin and it's the same. Like media is like a time sink. I saw that tweet and I was like, these people have fucking brain rot. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You got to understand that value has like a thing that results in the end of it.
I think
and
most
that's okay.
most people just decide that they want to say something before they have an opinion or have thought about what happened, and they start typing when they made that decision, and they're halfway through what they typed, and then they decide what their point is.
But the problem is that they're rich, and some people will be like, "You're so right because you're rich, King," and that's the bad part, and that's where Ludwig is. But he has Mike Ghost
You're
Rider
so
too.
right
So it's
because
okay.
you're
What are you
rich
guys talking about?
and you employ me.
Thanks, guys.
We love you,
This
man.
is great.
You know who
We
else
should
you
do this
employ
more
now?
often. What?
You know who else you employ now?
Who?
That's right.
Oh,
Otto.
yeah.
The blood ritual has been complete.
That was the comments. It was like Ludwig successfully poached everybody.
Now we
You
can
did.
go back. We can go back to the conversation where
Shakespeare.
Ludwig talked to LD and was like, I don't think Nick's going to come. And Nick was like, I'm not leaving. And now here we are.
Oh yeah, it was after the summit. And
That happened?
He like touched Nick
Yeah.
on the shoulder. He's like, "You taking this guy?" I was like, "Wouldn't dream of it." He doesn't
Oh,
want to
soft lips over there with all that ass.
Nah.
Not gonna happen.
Too much shrunk. Need somebody with a flat ass.
You're a poacher. You're just a poacher.
Well, look,
You poached me like an egg.
we still work with Beyond the Summit. I feel like a lot of people are like, you poached him and like you're putting him in the
Yeah, a
ground.
lot of people are like saying things like, "Damn, he's trying to fucking take him down."
No.
Yeah.
No,
It's
So
just,
yeah, some comments
I'm not
like
trying to do that.
BTS down bad, as if the company is like on its last
and
legs.
the company's doing fucking great.
I'm
Yeah.
still like gonna co-stream Smash Summit with them. Like I'm still gonna have that partnership. I'm still going to like do mogul money through them. I have like a couple other game shows, like stuff I can't announce yet. Not even game shows, but
a couple. We got so part of the big move to YouTube, and part of like the big sort of the opportunities granted to Ludwig unders is like doing way cool shit. That's not just like being a streamer for the rest of his life, and I think that's good. You're diversifying like who you are. So like, if you didn't stream for like a year, you'd still be like doing cool stuff, making money, making Mogulus Moon. And that's the idea. And BTS is a part of that because like they produce things, right? We don't have that capability.
we
right?
work together.
So it's pretty cool. But yeah,
I would-
Dan's a little hurt.
I was so annoyed because like right when I like told everyone publicly that I was leaving, I got so many people like LMAO. Remember when you said that you would never LMAO? And I was like, all right, well, first of all, I said that before the yard was successful, and also more importantly, before anyone knew publicly about your YouTube deal. And those were two enormous factors in my ability to say yes to that question at this point. And I was like Arthur fisting because I was like no one knows that like
Did you see
Block
the
'em.
clip?
Just block him, bro.
Did you see the clip, idiot?
Did you see the clip where you
Ooh,
said that you would
Eat
do
your
it?
own words, soft lip.
Hey, soft lips, you lied.
You know the best part about you working with me
what is that?
is that now we can go rock climbing.
That's huge. Yeah, we also record the yard not at nighttime.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to that, dude.
yeah,
This is two major keys, major W's.
major keeler. Yeah.
Recording the pod, fucking.
But you
going
know
to a
what will
Melee
never
local.
change?
Okay. Yep.
Dude.
Bravo.
Why?
I'm spending the next
Why?
3 minutes over there.
Bravo, even. And while he spends that time over there,
Dude,
speaking of
that
Smash,
smells so bad.
let's talk about
Oh,
the biggest Smash tournament ever that was sneak announced today.
let's do it.
What do you? Come on,
Do
you
you
got
smell-
it.
do you smell
You're-
it?
Are you? Hey, when
Yeah,
the
you're-
camera is
hey,
on,
that's
I
right.
am a consummate
We
professional.
are actors.
You're a one take Jake, I thought.
Oh, I am. And so
So please enlighten them.
So
We
what's
talked
gonna
about this.
happen, guys, is that Ludwig is gonna make a big tournament.
Yeah, you're a one take. I'll tell you that. Two take Tony in the building. So I sneak announced that I want to run the biggest tournament ever in 2022, which is basically just saying, Aiden,
Yeah.
dude,
What do you want me to do, dude?
do the. Can
What do you want me to do?
Oh,
Can you
your
make the
job.
biggest tournament ever?
My job.
Yeah.
To run the merch company?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
It's still bad.
The audio listener is Nick got up after Anthony farted and went to the other side of the room
It
and
looked
then
like he
just
was
tried to walk
recreating
back
Cutie walking into
after
glass.
like 15 seconds and like hit a fog. He walked into like a physical wall of. Oh, dude, it's leaking
It smells
over
like
here.
your farts, Jake.
Dude, this is so bad. Dude, you've like derailed all this. This is.
It just smells kind of like an old attic.
Like an old wet
Like
attic.
when you
That is
fish out
so
your
bad.
Halloween toys or Halloween decorations or
water
Christmas decorations.
damage.
Yeah, it's a bit moldy.
Dude,
That's what it
took
smells
so
like.
much time to like drift over here too.
It was slow.
Like it's heavy.
Yeah. It took a while. It was kind of like elephant toothpaste. It's a slow chemical
This
reaction.
is the biggest joy he gets. Is this? He's never happier than this moment.
My biggest joy was
It's the-
announcing the Switch in the adoration from people in the successful video, and his was farting into a mic.
It's
for
the
people.
hardest I've laughed in so long right now. Oh man. Hey,
Yeah, we're
and
gonna
that's hey, shout out to the yard, huh? All right. Hey, hey,
Oh,
to
that is-
Ludwig.
Now you're just like doing toasts
Fucking hell.
to the Knights now.
That was a miserable time. I'm glad I'm back and it's
Okay.
gone.
Hey, welcome back to the yard, everybody.
Oh man, that was transformative.
Ludwig wants to host a convention.
I
with
want to
a-
host
with a large
the
tournament.
biggest Smash tournament of all time, and I don't ever want to do like TanaCon. You know that, right? TanaCon. Did you hear about
Yeah,
that?
Oh, I know
Tana
about TanaCon,
Montague?
Yeah.
Tana,
what are you talking
Tana,
about?
yeah, Tana Montague. That's the one.
Yeah.
Made a convention. This is like a YouTuber. She's like a very successful YouTuber. Has like, I don't know, 5 million subscribers.
She got married to Jake Paul.
She got, I
and
think,
said
me
the
married to
N-word.
Jake Paul. No, that
Wait,
was
in-
iDubbbz that said the N-word.
in that order?
Next to her.
She said it
She was
before
next
him.
to someone who said
Wait,
the
did,
N-word.
what did he do? Throw his voice like Jeff Dunham?
Well, what he did is he literally showed up, ran next to her in a photo op. She didn't recognize him, and then he said "say," and then he said the N-word, and then she like froze, and then was
Oh
just
my
shell-shocked.
god!
Yeah, because she said it first.
Did she?
Albeit like four
Look,
or
I
5
might-
years
I don't know
ago,
this
right?
Right
lore.
before she married Jake
Aiden
Paul.
just defending him.
No, to be clear, nobody should be
It is
saying the
just a
N-word.
word.
Nobody should be saying the
No,
N-word. That
no,
is not
we're
what I'm saying.
taking the power
You're
back.
absolving her of having said it. That's all
I
I'm
didn't
saying.
know she said it.
Yeah, that was the whole thing.
That's
That makes
why
more sense
all
then.
that happened.
That makes
is
more
what you're
sense.
saying. Okay, so this person who said the N-word threw a party.
You know.
Anyway, I don't
This
know
is like
what
explaining
what-
my
I don't know
mom.
what her
This is
convention
literally me
was.
explaining my mom the YouTube deal.
Yeah.
I don't
so
know. I-
they subscribe.
What,
and it's
what
free
happens?
now.
That's how
what
the- that's how the
happens at
KKK
Tana
formed.
Montague's convention?
Well, so she threw something called TanaCon. It's like infamous for being an absolute shit show, waste of money, insane lines, incredibly hot. It was like somewhere in LA, nothing to
wow.
do,
that's
just
the
like a
dream.
giant scam.
Yeah.
And I also think
I'm
the
in.
vanity of throwing a convention
Well, the idea of it,
and
right-
calling it like LudwigCon
Yeah.
is like
We're not gonna do.
insane.
Wasn't
We
the
have a
idea
name.
of it? It was like despite VidCon, right? That was the idea. Is VidCon was happening
Yeah,
simultaneously.
it was something.
And then,
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't like. We're talking about this like it happened
The
fucking
TanaCon
this week,
thing.
but VidCon was happening simultaneously, and then she was like, "I'm gonna do my own con," because something happened between them. I don't remember. It was so long ago.
And then it was like
forget.
the Tumblr ball
Sure.
pit meetup. You guys know that one?
No.
Get it in the comments.
I don't
comment
think
if you got
they
that
do.
one.
Our 40-year-old viewer base. It's like I remember that.
Woo,
Different
love
websites.
that.
Different websites.
And so but I do want to do a because I think like influencer-based tournaments are just more successful. They do better with sponsors. They do better with viewership. They do better all around.
You're right.
And so like this is the best way to describe it as like a LudCon, but also the biggest Smash tournament ever is the main goal of it.
so
and we have
when
a
you
wonderful-
say big, by what metric are you trying to achieve?
Most entrants ever for both games, and also largest prize pool ever for both games.
I actually think this is so easy to do.
His approach to
With-
this,
I mean,
the
and
strat,
make money is the.
I think we'll
I
get
think
it.
regular
We'll figure it
Smash
out.
tournaments are trying to capitalize on getting the most amount of Smashers to come. I think Ludwig is capitalizing on the most amount of like his viewers. I
My
think-
5-head idea was make it fun for anyone, even if you don't really like
Yeah.
Smash that much, and then make the entry to the tournaments like very small, like $1.
with like
a
with
low
like Genesis
barrier.
can do, but they can't get people to give a shit, right?
Yeah.
Like they can't convince people that it's going to be fun, even though they probably would have fun if they went.
There's an interesting
He can.
problem too. It's like, okay, the barrier of entry, like financially, is like, okay, I'm selling tickets for like $10 or something, and it's like, yeah, but then you get the Evo Japan situation where like thousands of people register.
Yeah, I mean that was
and then
because it was literally free.
it was literally free, and I wonder if like $10 versus $0 is that much.
I think
different. But
having
it
to
is,
put in
but
credit card information is the game changer.
that's a layer of friction.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Moist Critical ran a few tournaments really early on for Ultimate,
Yeah, I remember
and
those.
they had insane dropouts because like it was free. If you sign up for
Yeah.
free, people will sign up. If
'Cause
they
that-
have to put a penny in, all of a sudden you'll have like 30% the amount of people
That
sign up.
online critical tournament is technically the largest FGC or Smash bracket ever, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because
Before they played it out.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, but then
The amount of
they're
people that showed
including
up
the
was,
DQs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And then like what? It was giant waves of pools were just DQ'd.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm glad we can talk about LudCon now because you've been talking about it for so long.
We have a different name, by the way. We're
I know.
gonna
Yeah,
call it
I'm
something different.
calling it that.
Yeah.
To not
This
spoil
is
the
a
name.
tip.
I don't want
I
to spoil
no
the name
spoils
either.
on
I'm
the
excited
name.
about the name. I'm actually so
It's
excited.
a great name. We have to trademark
we need to get more locked, I think, to announce things like name, date, things like that. But the goal is 2022, and if at any moment in the next like few months you're like, what is going on with that? Just ask Aiden.
That's right. Aiden will be on top of it, waking up at noon, figuring it out.
Aiden's gonna roll out of bed around 4 p.m. He's gonna check if the sun's
This
up.
is a bad bit.
If the sun is up, he's gonna go
This
back
is
to
not
bed.
a bit, Aiden. When I announced this made it real, and now it has to happen.
No, not the event. We've been working on the event. For the record, I have started on this. This is a real project.
Hey.
You, the bit of you guys adding hours to when I wake up every day.
When'd you wake up?
Today?
Friday.
Last Friday?
This Friday. That just happened.
Can't even remember. So late in the day.
10:30?
10:30.
PM.
Yeah.
Getting worse.
Look, I will
Pretty
say
bad.
I
He'll
was
tumble downstairs.
I was up in the office last night, and we talked, and I was like, I have a 9 a.m. He's like, I have an 8:30. I get up for my 9 a.m.er. Aiden's nowhere to be seen.
Snoozing?
Rolls down at like 9:40.
Not true.
You roll
Not
at
true.
9:30.
Rolled down at 9:20.
Roll at 9:20. And I thought, I didn't say anything. I thought, it was like, bitch missed his 8:30.
Did you miss your 8:30?
No, I didn't have an 8:30. I was just waking up at 8:30.
Oh. But you didn't actually wake up at 8:30 because you could just hit
No, I
snooze.
woke up at 9.
Oh, snoozy man.
Snoozy man.
Snoozy man.
Why am I on trial right now?
Hey,
Because
That's our thing. What
That's
the
our
that's our
thing.
thing.
Is
Yeah.
doing
Well,
that
hey,
to
welcome
you.
to the yard.
You're the guy. What the
Getting
fuck?
gaslit.
that little goblin that I know you are.
Stop calling me fat little goblin.
Call him a fat little goblin?
That's what I
Fat-
said.
that's a fat little goblin.
That's right. That's right.
I've been looking for those words.
I kind of like it.
You
it?
like fat
I
little
like
goblin.
It. Yeah, I
No,
like
you
Can I
it.
did
talk to HR about
when
this?
I did it.
Yeah, wait, yeah, please.
So he's been calling.
Sorry,
he's my
fat
superior.
little goblin talk.
Who's my fat little goblin?
Who's my fat little goblin?
Can I go?
Who are you talking to?
This is boring.
Who are you talking
I
to?
don't want to be in this HR meeting.
HR's cool now. We're making it cool.
Yeah, it's
All right.
all right, man. It's all right, man.
Okay, on the subject of you farting and your general hijinks, I would say you escalated it
my jungle
this
hijinks.
week.
Your slime jinx.
So we, as our patrons might know, we have a little bit of a couple side shows we do every week. We do
Oh
an
my
advice show.
God.
Me and Nick do an advice show.
We got
And
a main
then,
bitch and a mistress
just-
on the page.
Oh, the movies have been hot lately with the Disney Channel original.
Atrioc watched it with
original
you
movies.
last time, right?
Yeah, he was in the room.
Was
we
he
couldn't
mic'd
really
up?
hear him. No, he wasn't mic'd up because he just hung out. But it was
He
fun
showed
time.
up so late that we weren't
But-
prepared.
We were recording the advice show before you guys watched the movie, and towards the end of the advice show, Anthony walks downstairs in front of us, and we kind of notice it out of the corner of our eyes. And I look over. Anthony is standing on the stairs, pantsless, Christmas wreath around his waist area, dick and ball fully out in the middle of the wreath. And he's looking at us like,
Yeah.
like proud of it.
It looked like a Christmas episode of SpongeBob, and I was looking at Squidward.
And I made eye contact, and I looked at him first. Like, I didn't look down. I was like, what? And then I looked down. I'm like, oh, that's what. But then
Take him
instead of ending or like concluding the
Kept
bit,
looking at us.
he was like, he stood there and just for like 30 seconds straight, and he just kept giggling to himself.
Yeah, I've learned he's kind of like a child when they draw something, and you just got to like put it on the fridge so he goes away. You have to be like, oh,
Yeah, I mean, I'm a content creator now.
dude, you've been saying that. And
Yeah,
you're
what's up
not.
with this content
He's been
creator?
making
Oh, we're gonna
YouTube
talk about
videos.
this, huh?
He's
You
been
like
on
my
his
video?
shit about how he's like fulfilled because of this YouTube spree.
Yeah, I made that video.
Atrioc was telling me that you sat him down and made him watch your 12-minute video.
I did not do that. I literally didn't. And he didn't watch the whole thing. I said, yeah. Oh, you made a video? I'll check that out. And then he starts watching it, and then I leave. And then I'm like, okay, he'll watch it.
I had a slime moment. I forgot about this.
What?
Me and you were the same.
Yeah, we're the same. I've been saying
We're the
that
exact
shit.
same. And you want to know what my slime moment was?
Yeah, baby.
All right. Me,
Same ass baby.
Ludwig, and Atrioc and Stans were all climbing.
Love climbing.
We were rock climbing together, having a grand.
I'm good at climbing
Atrioc
nowadays.
loves climbing.
Okay.
He sees the wall, and it's like when the kid just
Dude.
gets to the birthday party, and they sprint out and they start immediately kicking a soccer ball or like
Hopping
fucking going down the
around.
slide.
Yeah.
He's like that.
There's dog in the dog bowl, and he runs over it.
And-
He'll climb something and then come down, and then normally you take a break and then like, oh, I'll climb this. He runs to another wall.
He also doesn't consider like burnout or anything else. Like he'll just like instead of climbing something like the way you're kind of supposed to, he'll just do full muscle like pull-ups to get there as fast as possible, making him like unable to do climbs for like the rest of the
Yeah,
night.
and it'll try him and it'll be like, I don't know, I'm like tired, and then he
Yeah.
doesn't change anything.
What the fuck?
What I do like is when he finishes one, he pops off. Like he starts like getting
Yeah.
really happy. And I'm always like, hey, I like that you're happy about it. Anyway, we're there and they decide that they're gonna try to get merch photos right here, right now, in a gym full of people. And the way that
like
they're
on their
doing
phone?
like they're trying to take like merch photos
Basically
on their
like
phone.
a picture of Atrioc's merch for Twitter.
Yeah, and so
'Cause his merch got
Atrioc's
released.
wearing his merch out like climbing.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, I wanna do like a really sick climb and then get a photo of me at the top of it, but like, I can't actually do it. So like Ludwig, uppies. So like
That's what I was saying.
so like Ludwig and Atrioc are on the mat and he's trying to like lift him, but it's not fucking working. And they're like, Nick, come take the picture. Like you're the photo guy, come take the picture. And I'm holding the phone and I'm like, everyone's like kind of looking at us now and they're like fucking around. And I'm like,
You're embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed as all fuck.
Yeah.
And they keep doing it. So,
Like, I
then they
kept
go
going, uppies,
They
uppies.
go to a different part of the gym and Atrioc's like, oh, I'm gonna do this one. He jumps up and he falls off immediately. He's like, oh fuck, I can't get up this one.
All right. Is he saying uppies?
I'm saying uppies.
Okay, that's
He's
hilarious.
not saying
Yes.
uppies. It is me.
Okay.
And I'm just holding the phone like, I don't want to be doing this. Everyone is staring. We're taking up climbs that people probably want to be doing by taking a fucking picture. And I was like, I want to die. And then I handed the phone to Stans and said, this is your job now. And I went to the other side of the gym and then tried a different climb because I was so embarrassed.
Oh yeah.
It was the worst.
Yeah.
You're also you're in a setting that is filled with normal people.
Normals.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
How'd
that
you
makes
feel
it
about
bite
it?
that much.
How'd you
I
feel
felt
about
great. It was a blast.
Well, no. Did you feel like you were encroaching on people's time and space?
They were going to climbs that like all right, when you're at this is actually like this. When you're at the skate park and there's kids on like the sick ramp, but they're just like on a scooter kind of going in circles and you can't use the pro area because there's like a kid not using it, but he's there. It was like that. Like they're over at like the V5s and they're like trying to get a picture of Atrioc on it, but they're spending 20 minutes on this. And I'm like, bro, someone wants
We're
to
at
use
like
that.
a rail and no one around me's grinding.
Okay.
Is what it felt like to me.
Because when you're on the mat under a climb, you don't want to stand directly under that because there's people there and they might fall on you. So there's no way to know that if any of the people that are in like the little
They were
walkway
only
want to
touching
do it.
Mr. Yellow on the left.
I'm so
How
jealous.
long did this
Oh.
take?
Maybe 15, 20.
5 minutes.
No shot. No
10
fucking
minutes
shot. I won't let you get
max.
away with 5 minutes. 15,
It was
20.
5, 10.
Bailiff, please arrest somebody.
You're clearly at fault. Ludwig is clearly at
Your
fault.
Honor.
He's
What
like,
the funniest part is, he
That's
gets the
him.
picture, right? He's showing it to everyone, and then Nick looks at it and he's like, that's not the same tank top we're selling.
yeah, he's wearing the one we aren't selling. And he's like, it's fine. It's like close enough.
Are you
and I'm
fucking
like,
kidding
I'm like,
me?
you're a moron.
Okay.
It's not close
I
at
actually
all.
can't
It's
handle
a
it.
dramatically different design.
That's
Pew,
crazy.
pew, pew, pew. News alert.
It's news time,
alert.
Ludwig.
Give us the news.
Susan. That's a tough last name.
B.
CEO
Anthony.
of YouTube
Yeah.
The YouTube lady?
tweeted me out.
Oh,
Quote retweet. Great news. Welcome at Ludwig.
That's really nice of her
Hey,
to
tweet
do.
back right now. Do you want to come on the yard?
Oh, that'd be so sick.
I would feel uncomfortable doing that.
Why?
I don't want to put someone in that position.
Coming on our show? That's a position.
refresh. Zipper refresh.
Are we doing this live? That's crazy.
Refresh and
Whoa.
scroll down.
Susan
Wojak?
Wojak.
That feels good, man.
We just had the same thing.
Want to come on my podcast?
You don't think that's funny?
No, we
Is it-
arrived at the same conclusion that was destined to happen.
True.
Her name is tough.
I just can't read it. It's so.
It's like Polish.
yeah.
Anyway, that's cool, and I think it was cool in the gym too.
Big. Can we call her Big Suze?
I think that's obviously not cool.
We
Yo,
call
Big
her-
Suze.
Can we call her Crazy Suze?
Yo,
I think so.
Suze
You're
is
using
great.
two
What's
words
What's good, crazy
that
Suze?
generally are very negative towards women.
Where's the guy?
big and crazy?
Where's the guy at the zoo? What's he doing?
The first
the
video.
guy at the
Well,
zoo.
Can we
That
get
would-
him on?
That would be a cool guy to have on.
No, it wouldn't, because you ask him one thing, and it wasn't like.
To
when
be
you did
clear,
that.
to be
It's
clear,
like,
guys,
that's
that
it.
is
No,
the
he's
founder
cool.
of YouTube.
Yeah.
So this is not like the guy. Like he's not like, oh yeah, I was at the zoo. It's like, oh, he also founded YouTube and created the website. So
Yeah.
that's the interesting part. It's not like we get him on and we go, So were the elephants like actually big?
Well, that would be funny.
It would be hilarious if we spent a whole podcast just asking about the animals.
What else
he
was
saw.
at the zoo? And then he's like, I worked at YouTube too. I was like, oh, that's cool. So was it like gorilla?
Do you like
It's also crazy because
Do
we just
you
went
like-
to that zoo.
meerkats? Did you see them?
Yeah. Did you get ice cream? I love ice cream.
Dippin' Dots. at
How
zoos.
about Powerful Susan? Powerful Susan.
We're getting better.
I want a cool name.
Powerful.
for
We're
our new
getting
for our new
better.
Powerful
boss.
Susan.
Im-
For our new
Empowered.
boss.
How about just Suze Magoos?
Girl
Suze
boss
Magoos?
Yeah.
Susan.
Girl boss Susan.
Suze Magoos.
I like that. Let's just steal everything
Suze
from I Love You Man.
Magoos.
Mm-hmm.
That's our Bible
Is I Love You Man?
Yeah.
Stealing from I Love You Man?
Yeah.
All I do is steal from I Love You Man and Dane Cook.
every single day.
Damn, that should be your Tinder bio.
Oh, I gotta tell you guys about my Uber driver.
Yeah.
Oh,
what happened?
I love it was
You
about to tell
wrote
me.
this.
Love it goes, hey, you want to hear about this Uber driver I had? And I said, no, I want to hear about it on the pod. And he was like,
I was bummed because we were there with like Zipper 2 and like Atrioc, and I couldn't tell them either.
You couldn't farm little W's.
So visiting Cutie's family for Thanksgiving, hopping in Uber because we flew there, we didn't drive, and the Uber driver is like this old white man, and he's like making more conversation than I'd like. I was literally sitting there thinking to myself, Aiden would like this, but this is too much for me.
Yep.
And then he says, "Do you guys like Christmas music?" And I was like, "Yeah," but it was
you
a
said-
bait question.
Yes, sir. Blood.
I'd be weird if he said called him blood.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
You didn't call him blood.
No, I mean I'm with you too, but I don't. It doesn't extend that far.
We're Pyrus now.
Yeah. Pyros and Crips could all get along.
Pyros.
Pyros.
The Pyros and the Mages.
It's the Spyro and the
In
Crips.
Gardena.
And he's flying around.
So he asked me if I like Christmas music. I'm like, yeah, but it's a bait. And he goes, oh, okay, because I have my like Christmas playlist.
No.
And I'm like, okay,
No way.
play it. And he goes, some people don't like it. And I'm like,
That's a weird
what?
thing to say.
What is
Who is
it?
it? Christian Grey?
I'm like-
my needs are, my desires are a little off.
And he goes, let's just say my favorite genre is death metal.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought what I thought he was going to do. Okay, never mind.
And I'm like, okay. And like he's still adding more preamble. He's like, I play this and my wife was going crazy. She hated it.
He was being a crazy.
I hate this guy.
And I'm like, whoa, sounds nuts. And Cutie's like being cutie. She's like passively saying like the most supportive things. Like, I mean, that sounds great. Like that sounds like actually really
He's
funny.
about to press it and he lifts his finger. I'm serious. Like, it's nuts.
Yeah. He's like puts waivers in the back. You should sign this before you listen.
I have two sides: nicest Uber driver you'll ever meet,
Kitty-
and twisted fucking psychopath.
Kitty's just this default supportive Uber drivers, even when they cross the line like they do in Italy.
Yeah, she is automatically. And so he starts off with Jingle Bells by Korn.
No way.
That's tight. I like this
And
guy. now.
while he's
I
explaining
wanna play
that
it,
this
but I
is
can't.
actually called Jingle Balls, and I'm listening to Korn do their version of it, I look at his iPad that lights up,
Mhm.
and it goes bing plus 0.86 coin, bing plus 1.5 coin. And I'm like, what's that? And he goes, oh, I'm mining crypto while driving. It's called every time I drive, it mines crypto. And so I'm listening to a death metal Christmas album from a man who's farming crypto. On
New
the
guy
drive.
just dropped. Actually,
That is
he
a
is the
new
only guy.
Did he call it death metal?
No, he used the correct terms.
New metal?
No, he just like he was. I like that.
It's just interesting because like some people would be like Korn death metal. They would get kind of annoyed at that, which isn't a big deal. I just think it's kind of funny because it's like they want to hear this death metal and it's like
I'm not doing him service because I'm not very like knowledgeable of the genre. But
Yeah, no, I
it,
get
it
you.
was kind of like
It's
the
only
whose
death
line
metal
is
if
it
one
anyway
of them
bit.
dies in the creation of it. You have to die. As
You have to die for
yeah.
death metal.
Snuff
'cause
metal?
Death.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why I said that. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I get it.
we got this together.
hey,
He,
save it all for the next Mizkif show where we'll be funny.
Oh, I'd love to be on their side. That'd be awesome. Be a fucking most popular kid in school.
He basically was like the Who's line bit where he did like the selling of the album. He would preamble every artist and like what the song is. And so it's like,
Yeah,
this
so
is
they're
like
called-
the Wayne Brady
yeah.
bit.
He's like,
That's
this is
so
the
funny.
singer for Metallica, and he's doing a song called Merry Fucking Christmas. And then he'd like pause, like waiting for me to reply, and I'd be like, they don't say fucking in normal Christmas songs. And he'd go, yeah,
God.
they don't.
Crazy.
And apparently he toured with metal bands back in the day. And it was the most
He's
psychopathic.
like, all right, they're called Coheed and Cambria, and the thing is, the music, it's all like part of a graphic novel, and he goes through the whole thing. It's crazy that Ludwig is psychoanalyzing this guy because he doesn't usually do that. which means that this guy crossed
He did cross
a
the
mental
line.
line.
He rattled me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ludwig.
I
is,
was
Ludwig. I am Ludwig-pilled now, and it's and I
Yeah,
wrote
what did
this
you mean
down.
when you said that?
So Ludwig has this outlook on life, and I get it now because I'm a content creator. And I was like, so everything that he does or like has to go toward this like gravity ball of I need to make good content and move forward with that. And I get it. And it's like anything that kind of gets in the way of that, he just has to put it aside. And I was thinking like, I understand what he's like now because I make videos.
shut the fuck up.
No,
Yeah,
no,
you are a moron.
no. Listen, I'm not saying that I am like this or I do this or I'm going to like be like
Are you even monetized?
make shit like Ludwig. I'm monetized, but I put songs in my videos, so I can't.
Okay.
You're listening to
Slime
Rush.
makes one free throw, and
No,
he's
no,
like,
no.
I get
Listen,
it now. I
listen.
get why they go to the court at 8
I'm saying
a.m.
that
He's like
made
Ty
a-
Lopez, bro. Yo, it's
I'm a
about
hooper.
knowledge. All right.
I made a free throw, and I basically was like, oh, and then I went through this like fucking Slumdog Millionaire life where I just see into the future, which doesn't happen in Slumdog Millionaire, and he's like, and basically I understood.
Describing
It's like Life
Slumdog
of
Millionaire
Pi.
like it's
There's
that
no
so
timer.
Raven.
I
got-
can see in the future.
I understood everything because I need to like kind of walk in someone's shoes for a second to like get the whole deal. And
Slime
I get it
uploads
now.
a single YouTube video, and he turns into Drake in the Sprite commercial. And he starts breaking apart into different pieces.
I don't get the reference, but that sounds right.
Zipper, pull up Drake in the
It's
Sprite
you.
commercial.
You basically figured out what it's like to chew 5 gum after posting that.
I did. and so now I get it. And now I'm so much more understanding of like everything Ludwig
You
does.
went into the avatar state.
Yeah. I like astral projected myself and I'm like everything I understand it now.
Look, this is you. This is you. All right, you uploaded the video.
yeah. This is crazy.
It's a
I'm
video
Mega
of
Man.
Drake just breaking apart into pieces like some AI robot.
And this is Slime.
That's me.
All right, it went away. This is Slime telling us. Ready? So, all right, he uploads the video. He realizes
This is it.
he reaches the pinnacle.
That's
This is him telling us. Right. Get there.
I'm
commercial is
taking
so
shit.
It's
long.
still Drake, but Sprite is exploding out of his robot
right
body.
Here.
Let me fucking give it to you, bro.
Content.
First
First
name
name
ever,
greatest.
last name greatest.
So yeah, I
Reverse
get
that.
it now, and that's so funny that you had a crypto
So
driver.
you guys are the
Ever
same now.
greatest. You're
And we're
right.
the
I
same.
did it wrong.
Mining,
Yeah.
mining crypto by driving reminds me of those people who would like farm Pokemon Go by carrying around like 6 phones and an iPad as they walk through the streets.
I never
Yeah.
saw
Oh
a grinder
my-
like
Except
that.
instead of getting Pokemon, maybe you bank $3 billion or maybe you bank $3. And it's a 99.99999.
They're just driving around on one of those carts that people who like have trouble walking use, but they have like 8 iPhones.
That's crazy. Well, how long was the ride?
30 minutes.
Yeah, you had to put
It,
on
how
the
it
much
was,
money you
dude,
made.
all I wanted to
Wonder how
do
much money
was
it was.
watch TikTok, and I had to listen to Korn instead.
Just
And I
one-
don't like
I
metal.
think you're
One
the
star.
first guy that's had that problem, maybe ever.
I don't like
think
metal.
So it's not.
It's not for me. I prefer Japanese city pop.
You do.
I prefer
Dude!
Japanese.
The Japanese border's closed
That's
again.
right.
Yeah,
Hey,
get fucking
Open the
owned.
border. Stop having
wait
it be
because of the
closed.
new variant.
Because Omniscron.
Are you going
That's
to Smash Camp now?
Whoops!
No,
Why?
because I'm sad.
I'm going to
In spite.
I'm going to Sweden in 2 days.
What?
I'm going back.
Hold on, wait.
I didn't know about this.
Yeah, he's going He's going to Sweden for a Young Lean concert.
It's on it. Is it in there?
It's gonna be a hoot.
Do you see you asked?
No, I didn't see you asked.
Yeah, saw that coming from a mile away.
This actually smells like gasoline. That's so cute. This is real.
Do you think it?
It
You
smells
think
like
we could
gasoline
get high?
right now. I mean, yeah.
I just watched
Why
the
are you
Always Sunny
going
video.
to Sweden?
Oh, why are you going in?
I'm
What's
just-
there?
I'm literally just going.
Well,
This is not, didn't have to do with it at all.
The results came in, and it's his.
I don't like the bit. I like. You know what? You had sex with an older
Hey.
woman, and that's okay.
In case anyone
Dude.
forgot.
She wasn't even that much
Can I
older
tell
than
you?
me.
Can I tell you, as your boss, if you go to
Wasn't even
Sweden
that
and
much
you
older
don't
than me.
come back with a pipe story, it's curtains.
That
What?
is
I'm not gonna go pipe anybody.
problematic.
It's not
I
about
am now
pipe.
HR, and that was wrong.
No,
I'm not
he has to
traveling
pipe.
for sex.
You have to pipe, and you have to tell us the story. It's the only reason you're allowed to travel.
What are you gonna do?
Otherwise, you're
I'm
landlocked.
going. I'm actually going to a Young Lean concert, and then I'm going to a
That's so
a
tight.
football match.
I'm on his side
Wait,
now.
what's a football match?
I don't know, some Swedish club.
I love
Dude,
that.
we watched
I got invited to
me
it.
and Slime watched football highlights last night.
We
Like,
watched
was
some
tight.
sick goals.
Is that because
tight.
of me? 'Cause we
it
watched
was,
it 2
It
nights
was in
ago.
your recommended, so yes.
We fucked up your algorithm. We put a bunch of Aqua Teen Hunger Force in there.
It's
Yeah.
so cringe.
we did
not.
fuck your algorithm. But Slime was reacting to football like it was the first time he's watched it. Not like in a bad way, but like he saw like his first bicycle kick, and he went, "What?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah,
damn.
bro." these
Everyone
guys are
goes on the
crazy."
screen. He goes, "Is that Messi?"
No, they did have to point him out.
Yeah,
had
I had
to
to
point out Messi. Yeah,
I had to
we
literally
actually
go,
did.
"That's Messi," and he goes, "Really?"
Yeah, I said really.
He's
'cause they
small.
pointed it out.
Ronaldo took his shirt off in the montage, and Slime was like, "Wow, he's so."
I was like,
ripped."
that guy's jacked. And you're like,
guy's
that's
so
Ronaldo.
jacked.
And I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also was like, "They have the most hair of any sport."
That's true.
and
they have
then Wayne Rooney came on screen, and he was like, "Wait a minute."
The theory
Aren't that
why they
bald.
have so much hair is that they're technically like higher celebrities than like say American athletes because they're like world stars. And like when you're a football athlete in your country, you're like a big fucking deal, and you got to take care of the way you look. But like if you're a
You
baseball
cut the ribbon
player,
to the city, dude.
you don't really like you're not as like celebritified as you are. You know. So
I can't argue on Bald Theory 101, so I'll believe you.
thank you.
My
Getting
my
my doctorate.
grandma called me this week, and very, very surprisingly
Called me too.
found out
How's
my
she doing?
grandmother.
Is
God,
she
she's
good?
so old.
Is
like
she good?
this is so.
I'm just asking how she's doing, right? She
Is
sounds
she-
lovely. She
she's-
sounds lovely.
Is it the grandma of the
She's just
grandpa
living
I
her
met?
life. No,
Okay.
no, different.
You never
one.
talk about that guy. I met his other grandpa, and he was the sweetest man I'd ever met.
Yeah, which was a lot coming from you. It was like to hear Anthony say that about someone was like such a nice endorsement.
That guy rules.
Yeah.
And I'll say
he's
it
a big
again.
fan of my grandpa.
I want to fly to his hot tub.
But
smoke a
this
blunt.
this grandma, she calls me every once in a while, and to my very surprised ears, found out she listens to the podcast.
How old is she?
No.
She's like 70.
Sorry, can you give us a moment?
76,
So-
75.
Sorry.
Sorry that we said.
Sorry that we said all that stuff.
What's her last? I get her last name. Is it
Her
is it
name is
yours?
Patricia.
Thank you. Sorry,
Sorry,
Mrs.
Patricia.
Thank you for watching the yard.
Aiden's
Yeah.
lovely.
She says she tries listening, but she has to turn it off sometimes because sometimes it gets too raunchy for her.
What?
I don't see
that
where that's
doesn't
coming
make
from.
sense.
No.
But she says she still
Is it 'cause of
tries to
you?
listen to it because she likes
Yeah,
hearing.
something you
What does
said.
that
Because of
mean?
stuff that
hearing
you
from
say?
me.
Does she like stop listening and then she like goes and does stuff for an hour and then comes back and is like,
It's probably different
I don't know.
podcasts. like episode 3.
I think she
Like
skips
maybe
episodes.
this week they were cleaner, and it's like no.
how far does Aiden's grandma get into this episode? before
That's
she
what
turns
I
it off?
want to know. 'cause
What
I
is
actually
the-
don't know what her line is here.
Okay, so there's a
But-
TikTok trend that's watching like food videos until you wouldn't put in the effort. It's your grandma watching the yard and ending when it gets too crass for her.
Yeah,
That's
We
right.
can make a YouTube video out of this.
We should try to aim for an episode where we don't
The Christian episode.
scare off
Our
Eamon's grandma.
Jerry Seinfeld
Over
episode,
under
if you
Slime's
will.
raunchy asshole fart.
We record in a Catholic church and we don't swear the entire episode and we don't talk about anything that's a sin.
That's a great idea.
I like the idea of
The
putting
holy yard.
limitations breed ingenuity,
mm-hmm.
and then we'll breed. each
And
other.
then we'll breed each other. We can't say that. We get them all out.
sucking each other in the Catholic church. She left.
Dude,
Now say
I
what
feel
you're
like
gonna say.
Ludwig without the crudeness is
That's in line.
like Brian Regan.
Oh, it's the Moosin! It's the Moosin! Why do you call it oxen? Where's the Moosin?
Am I that crass?
To be fair, I love that bit. I love that bit.
my like 8th grade teacher showed us that bit to teach us about
my
grammar.
9th grade teacher showed me that
Teachers
bit.
love Brian Regan.
I'm
Yeah.
just Dane Cook doing the atheist.
I just
bit.
love that he's clean.
Yeah.
I just love that like my kid
Clean
can listen.
comedy.
Would you ever do stand up? Would you ever give it a shot?
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did give it a shot.
I mean,
I
like
would
a,
do stand-up
more
again.
like a shot, I guess, who you are now. Because we went and saw Mike's stand-up show. Me
Yeah.
and Aiden did, and it was really
The
cool.
Bunther stand-up
Because I'd
show.
never seen Mike do stand-up. He was grinding it for like 2 or 3 years or something, and I was like, "This rules!" Like Mike's funny. Like people are enjoying themselves. I was like, you know what? I could give that a
It's
run.
He was
tight.
a nice crowd.
I wouldn't do it with what I'm currently doing because I don't think
You're
I
too
would be
busy.
putting full effort in.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind doing it again. It's pretty fun.
If YouTube gave you $100 million to do stand-up for 2 years, would you do it?
Or dinner
Yeah.
with FaZe Banks.
Oh, is
Take the
Patricia
dinner,
there?
bro.
Can Patricia come?
That's too much value. She can't come. Banks is gonna teach you everything you need to know to get to her place and beat her.
That's
out.
okay. Now I'm in. Call me sold. What were you saying about
I'm
your
sorry,
grandma?
Granny. I'm
What were
sorry.
you saying about? Do you call her Granny? You don't call her Meemaw?
I call her Granny. I have a different name for
Aw.
each grandparent.
That's
Wait,
gay,
roll me
man.
through.
At a certain
All
point,
of the
Yeah,
all
you
of
got
the,
Granny?
Yeah, all the Mega
grandma,
Man bosses.
Okay, Grandpa, Grandma,
those are the
Papa-
vanilla strains.
Yeah.
Papa, Granny, Nanny, Granddad.
Those
Wait,
are the
what do you have
kind.
6?
I'm smoking granddad right now.
Wait. Are you guys missing that he had 6?
You have 6 grandparents. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
'cause
of
my-
your
My
biological
parents
mom.
got remarried. Yeah.
'Cause he has a dead mom.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
Dead Parents Gang.
So
Put it
six.
here.
I have
They're
6
all
grandparents.
alive. What?
That's kind of like
No,
Squid Game.
one of them is passed
having
away.
all those grandparents. It's like
I was
kinda
gonna say,
like
that's crazy.
Squid Game.
Yeah, all of your grandparents are Squid Game.
I called my grandpa today because it's his birthday. I call him Abuelo.
Oh, Wello?
oh, he's
yeah.
the one that says you the
cute.
Poblarones.
Baroneth. Yeah. Yeah.
What was
He was
that?
like, your French is actually pretty good. And I was like, appreciate it, G.
Who said it the other day? It was Stan when he was here. He was like, I can't tell if Ludwig's French is like fake or not. And I'm like, he just speaks
What?
French. I don't understand.
It's like, it's fraudulent in the sense that it's like talking to a 7-year-old.
Québécois. quoi?
Québécois.
I have another fart, but I'm not gonna let it go
Wow.
because it was so
You're
disruptive last
so
time.
big for that.
It's the same thing I did
The
earlier,
only- the
where I
only-
saved
by
the
the way,
kids.
Okay, the only reason I brought up my grandmother was because she was identifying. I brought you up in conversation, and she was like trying to parse
Fun.
like which roommate was which roommate. Yeah, and I said Anthony, and she's like, which one is Anthony again? Is he the one with no hair? And that was her go.
We'll give her
That's
that
really
impression.
funny. Yeah, I do I am a beacon for this type.
I just talked to my mother about the podcast. She actually brought it up on her own, and she specifically brought it up because she was like, Anthony on the show, and I was like, yeah, and she's like, sometimes like when he's talking, like I just get him,
Yeah, which is so funny.
and I was like, don't say that.
Mhm.
She's like, sometimes he just like when he's going off on like a thing,
Yes,
I just
sir.
like I'm like that's how I feel,
he
Yes,
takes that to
sir.
the
and
bank.
I was like,
Takes it to the
oh,
bank.
No,
I access audiences that you all would never dream.
You are just
of.
saying in different words, you are old.
I am saying that my value is crazy
Based
big
off your
timeless.
age.
here.
My
Yeah.
value's timeless.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. Do you not want to grow, Ludwig? Do you not want bread?
He actually
that's
doesn't.
how we get bread. Is by 50-year-olds being like, I kind of like that guy.
We need more 50-ish women in the audience.
And then I bring them back to reality. They're on Facebook. They're posting emojis like fucking Gutex, being all weird. I bring them back. I'm like,
making
hey,
The two roads.
weird text image posts that all boomers
Yeah.
make.
and
2021 Robert Frost is either QAnon or Slimonder.
that's right. 2 roads diverge in a wood,
Uh-huh.
and nothing gold
And
can
one was busy on
out
January 6th.
brief candle.
The other loves slime takes.
But that's the thing. I bring them back, right? That's my job. I will bring back your racist mom
Not racist.
back from being racist, and I will
Now,
make
she's
her
probably out
a
now.
lovely
She's
person.
got to be out now for sure, right? She's no longer a slime
Jesus.
fan off that one.
No, she would have laughed at that. Unfortunately, she would have found that funny.
Stamp of approval.
Do you got a tattoo update for us?
Yes. So
Ooh.
all the
Seed the
tattoos have
bracket.
been
Wait.
select. Oh,
Should we save it? I think we're just about 90.
we had 90.
Zip. I think we're about.
He just groaned.
He groaned. We're
He
not
groaned.
close then.
Let's
I don't
keep
think
we're
going.
not close.
I have
We are-
a good
I
clickbait.
think we're directly there.
You have a clickbait?
I have a good clickbait.
No.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. So let's just go for it.
Okay.
What's the tattoo update
so
for the Patreon?
we have all of them selected. I have given all of the images to Aiden, and Aiden is currently seeding it. And
Yep.
once it is seeded, I have already planned out how exactly we're going to do this. We're going to go live in the Discord of the Patreon with a stage, so everyone can see our screen, and we have a bracket that people will vote in. And then once we're in grands, we'll run a marbles game, and it'll randomly choose the very last one.
This all happened in like one day.
All gonna happen in one day.
Okay. So it we'll announce what like time and when, so you can kind of be there or be
Yeah.
square.
We're going to do a live stream?
It's
in
like
the
a
Discord, in the
Discord live
Discord.
stream. So it's like
This is
very,
the best way to assure that no one can like inflate.
Oh, so it's
the,
Patreon only?
It's Patreon
right.
only.
So it's
Right.
like very exclusive.
Right.
Exclusive.
But
exclusive,
Aiden,
yeah.
have you started seeding yet? How's it
No.
going?
No, I made my
What
account.
What did you do in general?
I got all of this material last night.
He did say I could do it last night.
I did say that,
and
but
didn't
then
do
we
it.
hung out with our friend who
It's
we
true.
haven't seen
Cap?
in
Good excuse.
2 years.
No, it's a bad excuse. So you capped?
You did cap.
I did cap.
Whoa!
Put it on the
Your
record.
Honor!
Hey,
Not
stenographer,
intentionally.
put it on the record.
Not
Bailiff, arrest
intentionally. I
yourself.
Dude, we've been watching videos about stenography.
Oh, dude, it's so sick.
Yeah, we were talking about how to type really
You guys
fast.
know about stenography
Do you guys
YouTube?
do you,
Yeah, yeah,
do you
yeah.
also know that Siglemic
That's
quit,
why I know about stenography is because
Siglemic
he quit
quit
Mario.
Melee
Mario.
no Melee because he
Yeah,
he had
Melee
kind of
too.
quit Mario already.
Oh.
Siglemic got really into Melee. That's actually how I met Siglemic.
Yeah, he's got that
Was he was
multi-shine
involved in like the Washington and Oregon Melee scenes. He attended a ton of tournaments for like a long time. I have driven Siglemic to a tournament.
Hog.
And after he quit Melee, apparently he got really into learning stenography. Like I would find
He
this
used
out.
to stream it a lot.
It's
Yeah.
so- they're like 300 words per minute. Go, and they're like beep, beep,
And for those
Yeah.
who aren't familiar, because now at this point it's been a lot of years. I feel like Siglemic was probably the dude who popularized speedrunning Super Mario 64 in a lot
He
of
was
ways.
the best for a bit.
He was probably because he was the best for a bit, and he was the person who made it like I would
was
say
hype.
super relevant
Yeah,
on Twitch.
it was like because not a lot of people streamed even, and streaming
Yeah.
itself was a novelty, and he's just like going insane on SM64. And it
This
so
was
sick.
the Siglemic now Narcissa days.
Yeah, 2013. This is oh man, those were dude Narcissa's like Wind Waker runs doing the super swim. I would fall asleep to the man.
I remember there was
it is.
I would watch
The OT runs, I
Narcissa
watch those
and
live.
Siglemic play Melee on Twitch sometimes.
Yeah,
Narcissa, I think second person I sub to
Wow.
really?
behind
OG.
Retro Gaijin.
Wow.
One of my
Gaijin was the
favorite
first
videos.
person?
One of my favorite videos was her video where she finally set like I think it's like the 1810 in Ocarina.
Yeah,
and she
OT is
narrates and
dead.
explains the run in like a really well edited, well paced piece. And that's like one
Wait,
of my
is that the
favorite gaming videos I've
AGDQ?
ever watched.
The AGDQ one.
No,
There
no, it
was
at
one
home.
where she is like years and years ago, and she's explaining the like some sort of ending run, narrating the run while it's going on, and like
That's AGDQ.
an old AGDQ with like
Oh.
YSG in the back and shit.
This
Yeah.
is
It was
actually
a really good video.
in a similar topic. Her video explaining the competitive concepts and like tech in Melee is also one of the videos. Like when you got into it in like 2013, her video explaining and breaking down Melee movement and tech is a huge introduction video for a bunch of people.
She was a Zelda crew battle master. She's in the doc, pretty sure. Like,
Really?
there's a giant picture of a big crew battle.
Yeah.
She's like there.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. So I was tasked to do the clickbait at the end here, and I'll tell you, it's a good one because it's about my weird dad and something he did in 1992 that you guys might find really, really funny. But you can only find out if you watch the bonus episode, and it has to do with his body.
I'll also tell you how much I made on YouTube.